Chapter 1473. With just 2 short sentences, the purple jade talisman was burnt to ashes. This was a sound transmission talisman, used to send messages between martial artists. However, it was very precious, and only a few kings possessed it. Hearing this voice, Lin Xian and the others were all stunned. They did not expect that the mysterious killer was the heavenly Netherbird. The pavilion master of the moon embracing pavilion screamed. What? The Purple Cloud sect has also been destroyed. She was too shocked because the Purple Cloud sect and the moon embracing pavilion were both rank 6 sects, but now it had also been destroyed. If not for the fact that Lin Xian and the others were kings, the pavilion master of the Blue Moon Pavilion would have thought that the news was a joke. But now she did not think that way. She knew that this was definitely true. A terrifying disaster was about to befall the Sky Martial Continent, because in a short period of time, 3 rank 6 sects had already been destroyed, and this situation was likely to continue. Lin Xian's expression also became serious. Damn it, it's actually the heavenly Netherbird. Damn, I almost forgot about this guy. The Crimson Dragon's face was also unhappy. Last time, he caused trouble and escaped. Who would have thought that he would come back this time? This time, we must catch him. The Murong ancestor's gaze was also piercingly cold. Indeed, the heavenly Netherbird was too cruel. If it was allowed to continue, a terrifying disaster would befall the Sky Martial Continent. As kings, they could not allow such a thing to happen. Next, they could only wait patiently, because no one knew who the heavenly Netherbird's next target would be. However, according to the other party's flight path and their guesses, it would either be the Wind Thunder Hall or the Moon Embracing Pavilion. Therefore, Lin Xian and the others did not make a move. The Shun family's ancestor and the other 2 flew as fast as lightning towards the Wind Thunder Hall. However, the situation this time was out of their expectations, because after the Purple Cloud sect was destroyed, the heavenly Netherbird did not appear again. The Moon Embracing Pavilion and the Wind Thunder Hall were safe and had not been attacked. Lin Xian and the others even waited for a few days, but nothing happened. This made them very suspicious. In order to prevent a worse situation from happening, they couldn't wait any longer, so they prepared to leave. When leaving, Lin Xian instructed the Moon Embracing Pavilion's pavilion master to let her bring the disciples under her sect and quickly withdraw, because no matter what defensive formation they set up, they would not be able to stop the heavenly Netherbird. It was better to leave with the disciples. As long as the disciples were still alive, there was still hope. The Moon Embracing Pavilion master also nodded in agreement. To her, this was the only feasible method at present. Therefore, she hurriedly took action while Lin Xian and the others quickly left. This time, they didn't return to the War God Palace. Before Lin Xian and the others set off, they had already discussed that they would meet in a city at the intersection of the Northwest and Central regions, Giant Tiger City. Lin Xian's group met up with the Happy Kings group. The 6 kings gathered together, their expressions extremely solemn. Then the Happy King and the others began to carefully inform them of what they knew. Because the previous transmission only gave them a simple reminder, it didn't give them any more details. Lin Xian and the others listened carefully. After they finished listening, their expressions became even more solemn, because from this information, the heavenly Netherbird's strength seemed to have become even stronger than before. It could destroy a rank 6 sect with just a wave of its hand. This kind of means had already surpassed any one of them. Perhaps they could only defeat it if they worked together. Damn it, did he break the star chains? Lin Xian's face was cold. What star chains? The Happy King, Ancestor Morong, and the others were puzzled. They didn't know what happened to the heavenly Netherbird before. Therefore, Lin Xian briefly explained what had happened in the remote sky secret realm. When everyone found out that the heavenly Netherbird had 4-star chains that sealed its strength and was defeated, they were all extremely shocked. They never thought that there would be such a secret. You're saying that the heavenly Netherbird didn't display its full strength before? The Shun family's ancestor sucked in a breath of cold air. I'm afraid so. The star chains on the heavenly Netherbirds' body are extremely terrifying. They can suppress its cultivation. I'm afraid that its strength has increased greatly because it broke the star chains, but it seems that it hasn't completely broken the chains. Otherwise, it wouldn't have absorbed them. Now that you mention it, I remember that the heavenly Netherbird seemed to have a chain on its body in the Purple Cloud sect. The happy king recalled for a moment before he spoke in a deep voice. There's still one more. Lin Xian and the others' expressions were grave. They never thought that this was not the heavenly Netherbird's full strength. If it breaks all the seals and recovers its full strength, it will definitely be a disaster for the entire Tianwu continent. Damn it, that guy is too cunning. It won't fight us head-on. It only attacks rank 6 sects. But there are so many rank 6 sects in the entire Tianwu continent. How do we know which one it is? The Tianwu continent is too big. If it hides in any mountain range, we won't be able to find it. The kings shook their heads and sighed. They had no idea what to do now. Lin Xian pondered for a moment before saying, I think I have a way, but it might not work. Let me try. Oh, what method do you have? Ancestor Morong quickly asked. Back in the Hidden Sky secret realm, I planted a beast slave seal in the heavenly Netherbird's body. I wonder if the seal is still there after such a long time? Let me see. Lin Xian closed his eyes and quickly asked, Zero, is the beast slave seal still there? Can you find the heavenly Netherbird's location? The beast slave seal you planted has already been destroyed. But according to the beast slave seal, I found a place where the heavenly Netherbird often stays. I can tell you where it is. Zero's cold voice sounded. Where is it? Tell me. Lin Xian was excited. He found that it might be the heavenly Netherbird's nest in the Tianwu continent. 1 subdivine crystal. Zero did not tell him the location. Instead, it gave him a price. Damn, you're taking advantage of the situation. Lin Xian clenched his teeth, but he had no choice. He could only nod in agreement. Okay, here you go. It's in a big canyon in the northwest. I can give you the specific location. Zero said slowly after obtaining a subdivine crystal. Lin Xian opened his eyes and said, I can sense the place where it usually stays, but I don't know if it will go there this time. The place where it usually stays is its nest. Most likely, he will return there. Ancestor Morong nodded slightly. It doesn't matter. We have to go take a look. The Shen family's ancestor said anxiously. Okay, let's go. Chapter 1474. All right, let's go then. Lin Xian nodded, and the 6 of them flew into the sky. They boarded Lin Xian's spiritual boat and quickly flew towards the northwest. Along the way, the 6 of them did not speak and quickly adjusted their state of mind. If they really found the heavenly Netherbird, it would be an intense battle. Under Zero's guidance, Lin Xian quickly controlled the spiritual boat and flew towards the canyon. Primeval Forest Grand Canyon. The heavenly Netherbird had indeed returned. After killing 3 rank 6 sects, the blood-red rune in front of him shone brightly and was filled with mysterious energy. Therefore, the heavenly Netherbird did not continue to attack. Instead, he returned to the canyon and used the mysterious rune's energy to refine the chain of stars. This was a secret technique that could gather a large amount of energy. However, it required a large amount of blood, which could easily be hundreds of thousands of martial artists. This was why the heavenly Netherbird had massacred rank 6 sects. There was no other way. The last chain of stars was extremely terrifying and required more energy than the previous 3 combined. If the heavenly Netherbird used its own energy to refine it slowly, it would take a lot of time. This was why he used the mysterious rune. He waved his hand, and the mysterious rune shone with a demonic light. Streaks of blood red runes covered the rune. Then, streaks of blood red light shot out from the runes like a river of blood. They surrounded the heavenly Netherbird and quickly refined the last chain of stars. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others were flying at high speed towards the canyon. As soon as they entered the primeval forest, their faces became extremely serious. This was because the primeval forest had already changed. The forest outside was still in good condition. However, the deeper they went, the more they realized that it was no longer a forest but a ruin. There were countless withered trees and grass everywhere. There was no sign of life. Countless white bones were scattered all over the ground. Most of them belonged to demonic beasts. It was obvious that the spiritual energy of these trees, forests, and demonic beasts had been sucked away. Damn it! This was all done by the heavenly Netherbird. It can't be wrong. The Shun family's ancestor looked around coldly. It seems like this is his nest. Ancestor Murong's gaze was also sharp. The other party was too despicable. He had actually turned such a primeval forest into a land of death. If they were left alone, who knew how many more places on the Tianwu continent would suffer? Everyone, get ready. He's already very close. He's just below the canyon in front. Lin Xian quickly replied after receiving Zero's reminder. Have we arrived? Upon hearing Lin Xian's warning, the expressions of the happy king and the others became grave, and they secretly circulated their spiritual energy, getting ready to release it at any moment. This time, they had to kill him. The speed of the spirit boat was very fast. It quickly turned into a long rainbow and arrived at the top of the Grand Canyon in no time. Lin Xian waved his hand and put away the spirit boat. The happy king and the others didn't say anything because they had already sensed a powerful evil aura below. Clearly, it belonged to the heavenly Netherbird. In the canyon below, the heavenly Netherbird also stood up. Its huge body was surrounded by boundless black flames. Its eyes were like lightning, directly piercing through the void. A ferocious look appeared on its huge head. Damn humans, you actually chased after us. Since that's the case, I can only kill all of you. The heavenly Netherbird coldly snorted. It then flapped its wings and turned into a black torrent as it quickly rushed upwards. In the sky, Ancestor Murong said in a deep voice, "Everyone, pay attention. He has already rushed up." Before he finished speaking, he saw a black ray of light, like a meteor, fiercely colliding with the six of them. Bang! An earth-shattering sound rang out. The huge black figure directly collided with the six of them, causing an earth-shattering collision. The entire void exploded, forming a pitch-black hole. A torrent of energy swept across the heavens and earth. This was too violent, and it directly pushed Lin Xian and the other kings back. In an instant, Lin Xian activated his starry sky armor and quickly retreated. Countless sword chi surged out from his body and wildly slashed forward, destroying the terrifying energy. The others also used their own methods to stabilize themselves. Then, the six of them looked forward. Indeed, there was a huge figure there. It was the heavenly Netherbird. Damn beast. It's really you. You actually dared to destroy so many rank 6 sects. Today will be the day you die. You are too presumptuous. The Tianwu continent is not a place where you can behave atrociously. At this moment, the happy lord, Shun family's ancestor, Ancestor Murong, and the others all shouted coldly. Their bodies emitted terrifying energy. Their gazes were like sharp swords that pierced through the void. As they stared at the heavenly Netherbird, the heavenly Netherbird smiled disdainfully. Its pitch-black eyes swept across the six of them. Although it was facing 6 kings, it did not show any fear. It seemed that after refining the 3 starry chains, its strength had greatly increased, and its confidence had also increased. In the past, it would have turned and fled when facing so many kings. However, now that it had broken the 3 starry chains, it was no longer afraid of anyone. However, in the next moment, its gaze stopped on a figure. Then, the mocking smile on its face disappeared, and it nodded its head ferociously. "Damn brat, it's actually you?" That's right, the heavenly Netherbird was staring at Lin Xian. Its eyes flashed with incomparable killing intent. To be honest, it was shocked. It did not expect that it would be familiar with one of the 6 figures. The heavenly Netherbird would never forget Lin Xian for the rest of its life. Previously, in the remote sky secret realm, Lin Xian had ruthlessly suppressed it. Although Lin Xian had borrowed Song Song's strength, the heavenly Netherbird could not tolerate it. What was even more despicable was that Lin Xian had planted a beast-slave seal in its body in order to subdue it. It could not tolerate it any longer. Therefore, for the past few years, it had always had one goal, which was to capture Lin Xian and kill him. Originally, it had wanted to wait until it had broken the last starry chain before going on a killing spree to find Lin Xian. However, it did not expect that Lin Xian would take the initiative to come knocking on its door. "Brat, I originally wanted to find you. I did not expect you to take the initiative to come knocking on my door. Since this is the case, I will not let you go. Even if you kneel down and beg for mercy, it is impossible. I will let you have a taste of the cruelest punishment in this world." The heavenly Netherbird's voice was ferocious, and its eyes flashed with a terrifying light. Lin Xian also snorted coldly. His gaze was focused, and like a shocking sword light, he charged forward. Boom, boom. The 2 gazes collided in the air, and there was a metallic sound. Then, the entire void trembled violently, and many black cracks appeared in the surroundings. If there were other martial artists present, their jaws would have dropped because the auras of these 2 people were too powerful. Just their gazes alone had surpassed all the honorables. What? The strength of a king! The heavenly Netherbird was shocked. It stared at Lin Xian with murderous intent in its eyes. Chapter 1475. What? The strength of a king! The heavenly Netherbird was shocked. It stared at Lin Xian with killing intent surging in its eyes. Impossible. It's only been a few years, and you've already become a king? To be honest, it was indeed shocked. The last time it saw Lin Xian, he was only at the 8th level of the Venerable Realm. However, it had only been 2 or 3 years, and he had already become so powerful. His strength was definitely at the King Realm. But how was this possible? One had to know that it wasn't so easy to break through to the King Realm. Although it knew that some young geniuses could become kings at a young age, that was in the real true spirit world. It wasn't in the Martial Sky continent. How could there be such peerless geniuses in such a remote place? Even if there were 1 or 2 with terrifying talent, they couldn't keep up with the resources. How could they break through to the King Realm at such a young age? Therefore, the heavenly Netherbird was extremely shocked when it saw Lin Xian's strength. "Kid, I don't care how you entered the King Realm. With your strength, you're still an ant in front of me." The heavenly Netherbbird's voice was cold, and its eyes were filled with killing intent. In the next moment, countless black flames flew out and formed 2 black spears that stabbed towards Lin Xian. The spears were condensed from 9 nether black flames and were extremely terrifying. The black spears pierced through the void and formed 2 pitch-black holes. Then they stabbed forward in a violent and invincible manner. In the blink of an eye, they arrived before Lin Xian. In the next moment, Lin Xian's hair stood on end. This aura was too terrifying. The heavenly Netherbird was a peerless beast that had entered the King Realm a long time ago. It could be said to be extremely terrifying. It wasn't that Lin Xian hadn't fought kings before. For example, the Duan clan's ancestor and the Black Dragon sect's leader were both kings. However, their auras combined couldn't compare to the heavenly nether bird. It could be said that the gap between kings was extremely huge. However, Lin Xian wouldn't just sit there and wait for death. He immediately released the dragon sword domain. Countless sword chi revolved around him and formed a green sword net that enveloped him. Clang! In the next moment, the two black spears collided with the green sword net, creating an earth-shattering sound that reverberated in all directions. Immediately, the ground below cracked, and dozens of black cracks appeared in the sky, quickly spreading in all directions. This attack was too terrifying. Even though Lin Xian used the dragon sword domain, he was still knocked back. Bang, bang, bang. He retreated continuously, stepping on the void, directly creating black holes in the void, flickering indeterminately. Humph, and die. The heavenly nether bird snorted in disdain. On the other hand, Lin Xian's eyes shone with a terrifying light. Then, the dragon inside his body roared and let out a loud dragon roar. A huge green dragon quickly flew out from the dragon sword domain and roared as it rushed in all directions. Lin Xian waved both of his hands. A true dragon coiled around his palms and quickly grabbed forward. Whoa! The next moment, he grabbed the two black spears. Suddenly, black flames spread on the two black spears, about to burn them. However, black flames also surged out from Lin Xian's body. The two flames collided in the air, creating a blazing light. Terrifying heat surged like a volcano, causing the entire void to tremble violently. With a shake of his arms, Lin Xian directly grabbed the two spears and threw them into the sky. His body finally stopped at this moment. This process seemed complicated, but it happened in an instant. When the happy king and the others reacted, Lin Xian had already sent the two black spears flying. What? He actually blocked it. The heavenly netherbird was shocked and could not believe it. One had to know that he had recovered more than half of his strength and was no longer in his previous state, especially the two black spears just now. They were extremely terrifying. An ordinary one-star king would not be able to withstand them at all. However, it was obvious that his opponent had just condensed the king domain, but he was still able to block them. This was too shocking for him. Seeing this, the others also heaved a sigh of relief. To be honest, the heavenly netherbird's previous attack had also shocked them. They thought that Lin Xian might not be able to block it, but they did not expect Lin Xian to block it. Damn it, this guy's strength is much stronger than before. Everyone, let's attack together and kill it quickly. Ancestor Morong shouted coldly, then quickly attacked. A long purple saber appeared in his hand, shining with a brilliant light. In the next moment, a shocking saber light lit up and a purple rainbow instantly flew out. This saber was too terrifying, and a vast power surged in all directions. Accompanied by the purple saber light, countless lightning bolts fell from the sky. This saber directly slashed towards the heavenly netherbird. The Shen family's ancestor also roared and waved his fists. Golden runes appeared on his body and spread rapidly. They were like the sun shining with a brilliant light. The happy king also snorted coldly and pointed his finger. Suddenly, the surrounding wind blew, and the terrifying finger light was like a vast galaxy, intertwined with countless lightning bolts, and instantly flew forward. Din Xian waved her hand, and a white jade-like hand appeared, as if it could easily tear the entire sky apart. The crimson dragon roared, and let out a loud dragon roar. He waved his dragon claws, and suddenly 2 red wind blades appeared from his hands, forming a cross-shaped saber light that quickly surged forward. Everywhere it passed, the void was quickly shattered. Lin Xian held the great dragon sword soul in his hand, and his entire body emitted a terrifying sword light. When the sword slashed out, it was as if a giant dragon had crossed the sky. The aura was extremely powerful, and the sword light was abnormally sharp. The 6 kings attacked at the same time, and their terrifying attacks all enveloped the heavenly Netherbird. "Get lost!" The heavenly Netherbird roared, and suddenly endless black flames formed around him. This was his 9 underworlds black flame domain. In an instant, the endless black flames burned fiercely, releasing an extremely powerful heat wave. The heavenly Netherbird also pulled out a 9 underworlds demon sword from the 9 underworlds demon flame domain and slashed in all directions. The terrifying black sword light flashed, and it constantly cut through the sky. In the next moment, an astonishing amount of energy exploded in the sky. Because the 2 sides' attacks collided, the aura was too terrifying, and the sky was instantly annihilated, emitting a dazzling light. "Humph, ants, you want to suppress me with just this little bit of strength? What a joke." In the void, the heavenly Netherbird let out a sinister laugh. "What? He's actually fine." The Shun family's patriarch was shocked. "Damn it, how is this possible?" The happy king's face was also ugly. The other kings also had grave expressions. This was far beyond their expectations. One had to know that they were 6 kings, and when the 6 kings joined forces, they could sweep through everything. In the Tiemu continent, no one was their match. But now, even with their combined attacks, they could not do anything to the heavenly Netherbird. It had to be said that this was really shocking. Chapter 1476. "Damn it, I don't believe it. Destroy." The Shun family's patriarch roared as he formed a king's domain around him. In the next moment, he was like a god of war as he waved his fist and punched towards the heavenly Netherbird. That fist carried a blazing light, as if a golden flame was burning, emitting a power that made people's hearts palpitate. The heavenly Netherbird snorted in disdain as it raised its claws and clawed forward. Their palms collided, and tens of thousands of rays of light shot out. A terrifying aura was released, and the shock waves caused the surrounding mountains to explode. At the same time, a purple king's domain appeared beside Patriarch Morom. It was filled with killing intent as it descended from the sky. The purple king's domain was formed by countless rays of light. It was like a sword domain and was extremely sharp. The purple long saber slid across the air and slashed down fiercely. However, the heavenly Netherbird flapped its wings like a black blade and quickly blocked the attack. Clang! Another earth-shattering sound rang out, causing the entire void to boil. Once again, in an instant, the 6 kings and the heavenly Netherbird were fighting. Terrifying energy filled the area. However, the more they fought, the more shocked they became. The heavenly Netherbird was too terrifying. It could actually block the combined attacks of the 6 of them. Moreover, it seemed to be getting stronger as it fought. This wasn't good news for them. From the looks of it, the heavenly Netherbird's strength far exceeded theirs. This was under the condition that the heavenly Netherbird was suppressed by the starlight chain. If the last starlight chain was removed, the heavenly Netherbird would regain its full strength. At that time, the 6 of them would not be able to suppress the heavenly Netherbird. At the thought of this, a hint of determination appeared in the eyes of Lin Xian and the others. No matter what, this time they had to kill the heavenly Netherbird. They could not give it any chance to escape. Dragon Sword Domain. Azure Dragon goes to sea. Lin Xian roared as his black hair fluttered. The Dragon Sword Domain around him shone brightly. Then the entire Dragon Sword Domain trembled as countless rays of sword chi gathered and formed numerous azure dragons. Each azure dragon was extremely terrifying. They were as thick as a mountain and as heavy as 10,000 pieces of gold. They crushed the space as they charged towards the heavenly netherbird. Pung pung pung. The heavenly netherbird used its 9 serenities domain to block the attack. In the next instant, all the black flames on its body began to tremble, and its enormous body began to retreat for the first time. Damn it, that's impossible. How can this kid be so strong? The heavenly netherbird was also shocked because it realized that Lin Xian's power was too strange. In terms of cultivation, Lin Xian was not the strongest, but his battle prowess made his heart go cold. That kind of combat prowess seemed to be heaven-defying. He could not believe it at all. Seeing that the heavenly netherbird was pushed back, the Shen family's ancestor, the happy monarch, and the others were overjoyed. They also quickly used their consummate skills and ruthlessly attacked the heavenly netherbird. Purple God's descent. Ancestor Morong shouted. Purple light surrounded his body, making him look like a celestial being. The purple domain around him was also emitting light. Then, purple figures appeared one after another, sitting cross-legged in the void. These people were very devout, constantly chanting some mysterious syllables. These voices were very strange. It did not sound like a modern language, but it was very rhythmic. At this moment, there were 10 purple figures sitting cross-legged in all directions, chanting rapidly. Mysterious sound waves surged out and covered the sky, forming a very strange power. The heavenly netherbird was the first to bear the brunt. Its heart trembled, and the blood in its body began to churn. Even the black flames on its body began to dim. Damn it, what kind of power is this? The heavenly netherbird's face changed again. It realized that it had underestimated the 6 kings. With a roar, the heavenly netherbird raised its ferocious head and shouted, 9 serenities domain, omnidirectional demonic seal. Suddenly, the 9 serenities domain around it began to burn rapidly. Countless black flames surged, forming countless black demonic claws that covered all directions. These demonic claws were very terrifying. Each of them was incomparably black. Black flames danced on them, and they easily tore through the void. In an instant, the sky and the earth were filled with these black demonic claws. It quickly blasted towards the 10 purple figures in the surroundings. Bang, 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 bang. A terrifying explosion sounded out. The 10 purple figures in the sky were blasted apart by the countless black demonic claws. However, at this moment, the Shen family's patriarch attacked again. A golden god of war flew out from the Shen family's king's domain and quickly attacked the heavenly netherbird. The golden figure waved its fist. Suddenly, a golden light shot into the sky, illuminating the entire sky. The surrounding void quickly collapsed. This fist was too terrifying. It carried an indomitable aura. It was like a sun that crossed the sky. Destroy! The heavenly netherbird was furious. It waved the 9 serenities demonic sword, which carried countless black flames, and drew out an incomparably black sword chi. Dang! Instantly, the terrifying black sword chi collided with the golden fist, causing an explosion once again. The terrifying power of the collision forced the heavenly netherbird to retreat again. The Shun family's patriarch was sent flying by this power. However, it did not matter. The happy king attacked again. These kings cooperated very well. They did not give the heavenly netherbird a chance. 1 lotus moves the 9 heavens. The happy king's blue king's domain trembled. Suddenly, countless blue lotuses flew out. These lotuses quickly grew in the sky. They were like mountains as they pressed down. Each lotus was stronger than the previous one. In the end, 9 lotuses danced in the sky. They were like 9 ancient demonic mountains that pressed down quickly. Suddenly, the void collapsed. Terrifying explosions sounded out, causing people's blood to boil. This scene was too terrifying. The 9 lotuses crushed the void. It was as if they were going to crush the heavenly netherbird into a bloody mist. The heavenly netherbird opened its bloody mouth and spat out a small black tower. Suddenly, the small black tower floated in the sky above its head. Thousands of rays of light shone down, protecting its huge body. Bang, bang, bang. The 9 lotuses came one after another, carrying millions of kilograms of weight. Shockwaves rolled out like a surging river. The entire world was trembling. The surrounding mountains had been razed to the ground. Countless large cracks appeared below. It could be said that this ancient forest had been torn apart by them. You ants, you want to kill me? Laughable. The heavenly netherbird let out a ferocious cry. The 9 underworld demonic sword in its hand swept out in all directions. Stupid bird. What do you have to be so arrogant about? Watch Ben Huang slap you to death. The crimson dragon snorted. The other party's attitude was too arrogant. They did not even put him in their eyes. One had to know that he was an Eastern dragon god. In terms of bloodline, he was even stronger than the heavenly netherbird. Indeed, in the next moment, the crimson dragon moved. The dragon claws kept waving, forming 2 red true dragon phantoms that quickly charged forward. Chapter 1477. The 2 red dragons instantly grew to hundreds of feet long and filled up the void. The roar was like thunder from the 9 heavens. Its huge body was filled with boundless energy. The 2 red dragon shadows quickly soared into the sky and slammed into the black light screen in front of the heavenly netherbird. Suddenly, the light screen emitted cracking sounds. In the next moment, the boundless black light screen shattered. The small black tower on top of the heavenly netherbirds' head shook as if it was about to break. What? That's impossible. The heavenly netherbirds' face changed. It did not expect the other party to be able to break through its defense. Before it could react, the 2 red dragon shadows slammed into its body and sent it flying. Boom. The heavenly netherbird's huge body was sent flying and smashed into the ground, forming a terrifying crater. At this moment, Lin Xian made his move again. The dragon sword's spiritual domain beside him rumbled and released an incomparable amount of energy. All of this energy surged into Lin Xian's body. Suddenly, countless streams of light revolved around Lin Xian's body, and a terrifying amount of energy was emitted from his body. That energy made the Shin family's ancestor, the Happy King, and the other king's eyelids twitch. Because this power was simply too shocking, even they felt a sense of trepidation. In front of Lin Xian, a dragon-shaped sword shadow appeared. The radiance in all directions seemed to be able to crush the entire sky. Boom, boom, boom. In the next moment, Lin Xian held the dragon-shaped sword shadow in his hand and quickly slashed it out. Suddenly, a shocking sword radiance slashed through the void and slashed downwards. The sword radiance slashed downwards. On the other hand, the heavenly netherbird roared and quickly counterattacked. Lin Xian roared as well. His black hair fluttered in the wind. Sword chi surrounded his body as he charged downwards like a sword god. Below, the heavenly netherbird crawled out from the huge crater. Its body was covered in black flames. It opened its bloody mouth, and a black ball of light quickly formed. In the next moment, the black ball of light quickly blasted into the sky. The black flames danced and streaked across the void, carrying with them an extremely terrifying energy that caused the entire sky to tremble. This black ball of light was too terrifying. Not long ago, the heavenly netherbird used this move to destroy the Purple Cloud sect, and now he was using the same trick to deal with Lin Xian. If he was hit, it would be unimaginable. Lin Xian's expression was ice cold. He held the dragon-shaped sword in his hand and quickly slashed down. He didn't hold back in the slightest. Rumble! In the next moment, a terrifying sound rang out as the two of them collided, creating an earth-shattering sound. Not only that, with the two of them as the center, a huge energy storm quickly swept out in all directions. The earth rumbled and the sky collapsed. The terrifying energy was like a tidal wave, crashing in all directions. The black ball of light was quickly split in half by the dragon-shaped sword shadow. Then, the dragon-shaped sword shone with an incomparably bright light and let out a deep dragon roar as it viciously slashed at the heavenly Netherbird. Pung! In the next moment, blood splattered everywhere, and black feathers scattered. The heavenly Netherbird's huge body was sent flying once again. Not only that, but a terrifying sword wound appeared on his body. This scene was too terrifying. The mountain-like heavenly Netherbird was sent flying, leaving behind a large cloud of blood. Ah, damn it, I'm going to kill you. The heavenly Netherbird roared in anger. He had never suffered such a loss at the hands of a human before. Moreover, the other party was only a 20-year-old brat. This was unbearable. In the next moment, he flapped his wings and stopped. Black flames danced around his body as he tried to heal his wound and counterattack, but soon he was stunned. This was because he realized that the sword wound on his body couldn't heal in a short period of time. Not only that, but it seemed to be getting worse. What's going on? The heavenly Netherbird was shocked. One had to know that even if it was an attack from a king with his physique and bloodline power, he could quickly heal, as long as it wasn't a fatal blow. But now he couldn't heal the sword wound on his body. It wasn't a fatal blow. The heavenly Netherbird was furious. He once again mobilized the bloodline power in his body and the black flames on his body and rushed towards the sword wound. But in the next moment he failed. Although he could heal the wound, the speed was very slow. Moreover, this was under the condition that he used all his strength. Damn brat, what's going on? The heavenly Netherbird roared. He had never encountered such a strange situation. Even when he fought with old Taoist Song Song, nothing like this had happened. However, Lin Xian snorted coldly. His great dragon sword soul was an offensive saint arc between heaven and earth. The dragon-shaped sword shadow carried boundless sword will. Even a king wouldn't be able to easily destroy that sword chi. It was normal that the heavenly Netherbird couldn't heal his wound. In the next moment, Lin Xian held his sword and strode over again. Beside him, the other 5 kings also attacked, quickly attacking the heavenly Netherbird. Seeing this, the heavenly Netherbird roared in anger. Damn it! However, he didn't fight back. Instead, he rose from the ground and fled into the distance. Brat, I'll spare your life this time. The next time we meet, I'll kill all of you. The entire Tianwu continent will submit to me. As he spoke, he turned into a ray of black light and shot into the distance. Not good. He's trying to escape. The Shun family's ancestor's face changed drastically. Hurry up and stop him. We can't let him escape. Ancestor Morong also shouted coldly. Purple chi floated around his body, forming countless large hands that grabbed forward. They had no choice. The heavenly Netherbird was too terrifying. Now, the 6 of them had to work together to injure him. If he broke the last starry chain and recovered to his peak state, the 6 of them might not be able to fight him. Therefore, they had to stop him. At this moment, Lin Xian and the other 5 didn't hesitate. They attacked with all their strength to kill the heavenly Netherbird. However, the heavenly Netherbird was determined to escape. Therefore, he didn't hesitate to activate his bloodline power and even burn the spiritual energy in his body. He turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the sky. Damn it, damn it, damn it, he still escaped. Ancestor Morong and the others were anxious. Lin Xian's heart was also heavy. If they let him escape this time, it would be difficult to kill him in the future. Therefore, they didn't give up and chased after him. However, in the end, they still couldn't catch up to the heavenly Netherbird. The heavenly netherbird was like a shooting star. It was extremely fast. Lin Xian and the others couldn't believe it. Lin Xian and the others flew with all their strength. Even the Shun family's ancestor couldn't catch up with him even after burning his spiritual energy. Ah, damn it! The Shun family's ancestor roared to the sky. The happy monarch and the others looked grave. They had lost their best chance. The next time they wanted to kill the heavenly netherbird, it wouldn't be so easy. On our side, all of us are one-star kings, and the best is only at the late stage of one star. If we allow him to recover his full strength and engage in a battle of life and death, we have no chance of winning. What? A two-star king, Ancestor Morong, the happy king, and the others were shocked. Even though some of them were over 1,000 years old, while some had entered the king realm for a few hundred years, all of them were first-star kings without exception and hadn't broken through. Even though the heavenly netherbird was being suppressed, it was still a two-star king, who knew how terrifying he would be when he removed the last astral chain. There was only one thing that they were certain of. If the other party was at his peak state, none of them would be able to resist. Then what do? Ancestor Morong and the others had gloomy expressions. Won't sub-god crystals work? Lin Xian also asked. He wanted to use sub-god crystals to increase the cultivation of the 6 people. Although sub-god crystals are miraculous and can indeed increase the cultivation of a king, the amount of sub-god crystals needed to go from 1 star to 2 stars is an astronomical figure. The amount you have isn't enough at all. You can't even make a breakthrough for 1 person. The Crimson Dragon shook his head. If Ben Huang was at his peak, how could it be so troublesome? The Crimson Dragon gritted his teeth. Obviously, he had already surpassed a 2-star king when he was at his peak. But now that he had lost the dragon origin, he was only a 1-star king. Even if he had many secret techniques, it would still be difficult to fight against the heavenly netherbird at his peak. Since we can't do it with strength, then we'll make up for it with numbers. Including Nine-Tailed, we have 7 kings in total, Lin Xian said. Rizalong, hurry up and create some king-killing formations. The House of Kings will be in charge of providing the materials. Then find some elite half-step kings and let them control the formations. This way, we should be able to fight against a 1-star king. Hearing this, the Crimson Dragon sighed. It seems like that's the only thing we can do. The Shun family's ancestor, Happy King, and the others all nodded. They knew how serious the matter was, and they couldn't hide it any longer. Moreover, they knew that this period of time was safe, because the heavenly netherbird would definitely use all its strength to refine the starry chains, and wouldn't have time to take revenge. And they could use this period of time to set up their defenses. Since they had finished discussing, the 6 kings went back to make their own arrangements. Of course, they also joined hands to make an announcement to the entire Sky Martial Continent. The content of the announcement was about the heavenly netherbird situation and the dangers of the Sky Martial Continent. They also called for the heroes of the world to gather together and fight against the heavenly netherbird. With a single announcement, the whole world moved. They didn't think that the matter would be so serious that even the 6 kings couldn't do anything about it. At that moment, everyone's hearts were heavy and their scalps were numb. Originally, they thought that as long as the House of Kings joined hands, they would be fine. But now, it seemed that things weren't that simple. If it was that simple, these kings wouldn't have joined hands to make the announcement and gather the heroes of the world to fight against the heavenly netherbird. The entire Sky Martial Continent was in a heated discussion. Everyone was extremely nervous. After Lin Xian and the others returned, they started to mobilize all their resources. They were fighting against the heavenly netherbird, War God Palace, Morong family, Shun family, Happy Forest, Senma College, and the other House of Kings all moved quickly. They quickly gathered a large amount of resources and provided them to the Crimson Dragon so that he could set up the king's killing array. Not only that, they also sent out their own array masters to help the Crimson Dragon. Other than that, the top experts of the various rank 6 sects were also gathered together for a discussion. In a short period of time, the top forces of the Sky Martial Continent were all mobilized. After gathering enough materials, Din Xian, Happy King, and the others gathered together again. This time, Ancestor Morong even brought Nine-Tailed. A total of 7 kings were gathered together. Other than that, there were also the elders of the House of Kings, the patriarchs, and elders of the rank 6 sects, as well as other half-step kings. In short, most of the top experts of the Sky Martial Continent were gathered together. Chapter 1479. Due to the geographical location, everyone was gathered in the Palace of Gods of War, in the most glorious hall of the Palace of Gods of War. At this moment, it was filled with countless experts. At the front was Lin Xian, the Happy King, and the other kings. The hall was very noisy as everyone was discussing. Is the heavenly Netherbird really that strong? No way. Wasn't it beaten away by the kings last time? How did it become so strong again? Who knows? The heavenly Netherbird is an ancient demonic beast and is very scary. Maybe it has mutated. All the experts were discussing because they knew the situation was urgent. However, they did not know how scary the heavenly Netherbird was. In front, Ancestor Morong, the Shun family's ancestor, the Happy King Lin Xian, and the others were also discussing quickly. Ancestor Morong said, Lin Xian, this is your Palace of Gods of War, so you should preside over this meeting. The other emperors nodded their heads too. Although Lin Xian was still young, his combat strength was not inferior to theirs. In fact, he was even stronger. Moreover, this was the Palace of Gods of War. As the young master, Lin Xian's reputation was very high. Therefore, he was the most suitable person to preside over this meeting. All right, then I won't hold back. Lin Xian nodded his head seriously. He knew the situation was urgent, so he did not hold back. Then he took a step forward, looked down, and said in a clear voice, I know everyone has a lot of doubts, and I know you're wondering if I'm making a big deal out of nothing. Let me show you something first. After you see it, I think you'll understand everything. Below, countless experts quieted down and listened to Lin Xian's speech. Then, Lin Xian waved his hand. Suddenly, purple fog spread out and formed a huge light screen in the sky. This fog was naturally the fog outside the purple cloud sect. However, Lin Xian had taken a part of it. Because the scene of the heavenly Netherbird destroying the purple cloud sect was recorded by the purple mist, Lin Xian took it away. At this moment, he took it out and showed it to the powerful beings in the palace. What is that? Everyone was puzzled as they looked up. However, they quickly calmed down. The fog in the sky churned and gradually condensed into pictures. Then, a huge figure as black as ink appeared on the screen. That's the heavenly Netherbird. Everyone exclaimed when they saw this figure. The scene inside, isn't this the purple cloud sect? Someone recognized the mountain range and immediately cried out in alarm. No one answered them, but in the next moment, the scene changed rapidly. The heavenly Netherbird condensed a black ball of light and blasted forward. Instantly, the entire purple cloud sect was razed to the ground. What? It was destroyed in an instant. Everyone's eyes widened in disbelief. Many of them were pale, and their legs were trembling. Shocking. It was simply too shocking. Because in their imagination, even if the heavenly Netherbird destroyed 3 rank 6 sects, it would have taken a lot of effort to do so. But now they knew how laughable their idea was. One attack, just one attack, and the heavenly Netherbird destroyed the purple cloud sect. This terrifying method was something that even the kings present could not do. Is this real? I'm not dreaming, right? Damn it. How can the heavenly Netherbird be so powerful? Has it surpassed the king realms? Exclamations of surprise rang out. Everyone was shocked, and the sect masters and elders of the rank 6 sects were pale. According to the situation on the screen, if the heavenly Netherbird attacked any of the rank 6 sects, it would easily succeed, and they would have no power to resist. The elders of the House of Kings also widened their eyes in disbelief. This was because they knew the power of a king realm. Even their own ancestors could not do such a thing. If they had not seen it with their own eyes, they simply could not believe it. Lin Xian continued, "Everyone, now you understand why I've gathered all of you here, right? This is only one of the scenes that you saw. After that, the 6 of us worked together to find the heavenly Netherbird and engaged in a fierce battle with it. At this moment, everyone was silent. They pricked up their ears and listened carefully. Lin Xian continued, "The 6 of us gave it our all and fought with the sky Netherbird. In the end, we managed to injure it. However, it managed to escape." Hearing this, everyone was confused. 6 kings working together to injure the heavenly Netherbird. Wasn't this a good thing? This meant that the heavenly Netherbird could not compete with the 6 kings. If it dared to come again, wouldn't the 6 kings be finished? This was what everyone was confused about. But then they understood. Lin Xian continued, "Although we injured the heavenly Netherbird, it escaped in the end. Furthermore, this is not the most important thing. The most important thing is that the heavenly Netherbird was not at its peak. There was a mysterious chain on its body that suppressed its cultivation." What? It was not at its peak? Hearing this, everyone was shocked. It destroyed a rank 6 sect in one strike and fought against 6 kings alone. Such heaven-defying battle strength was not at its peak? If that was the case, the heavenly Netherbird was too terrifying. The heavenly Netherbird slaughtered 3 rank 6 sects to use the blood of those hundreds of thousands of cultivators to refine the astral chain on its body. Once it succeeds, it will return to its peak state. At that time, even if we work together, we will not be its match. That was why everyone was gathered here to defend together. Hearing this, everyone's scalps went numb. They could not believe that the situation was so serious. Even the 6 kings working together were not its match. What realm has the heavenly Netherbird reached? Has it surpassed the kings? An old voice sounded from the crowd. Everyone turned around and saw a familiar figure. It was an old man with an ancient sword on his back. He was tall and straight, and his eyes were sharp. The Sword Sovereign. As a top-rank 6 sect, the deity Sword Villa would not be absent. The question just now was asked by the Sword Sovereign. "Yeah, what realm is it at? How can it be so terrifying?" Everyone else spoke out, because the heavenly Netherbird's strength had exceeded their understanding. "Let me explain." The Crimson Dragon stood out. "Let me explain the King Realm to you." Hearing this, everyone quieted down and listened carefully. The King Realm was too mysterious. There were only a few kings in the Tianwu continent, and they could not be seen normally. Therefore, the King Realm was extremely mysterious. Chapter 1480. The King Realm is also divided into 9 stages, from 1 star to 9-star king. Every stage will have earth-shattering changes. It can be said that the gap between each stage is extremely huge, far beyond your imagination. All the kings here are 1-star kings, and the heavenly Netherbird was a 2-star king back then, and that was when it was suppressed. If it had removed the restriction, it would very likely be a late-stage 2-star king. What? Everyone gasped in shock. They didn't expect the King Realm to be divided into 9 stages, and everyone here was only a 1-star king. But the heavenly Netherbird was already a 2-star king, and it might even be stronger. Is the gap really that big? An elder asked with a trembling voice. The Crimson Dragon shook its head. Let's put it this way. Do you remember the Duan clan's ancestor? He had just entered the King Crystal Realm, and to be exact, he was an early-stage one-star king. Lin Xian was also a one-star king, but what happened in the end? He was killed so easily. And this is only the gap between one-star kings. Can you imagine the gap between one-star kings and two-star kings? If the heavenly Netherbird recovered to its peak state, it could easily kill any of the kings here. Even if the 7 of us work together, we only have a 20% chance. What? Only 20%? Hearing this, everyone felt their scalps go numb, and despair appeared in many people's eyes. However, you don't have to worry too much. We've gathered you here to discuss countermeasures. Next, we'll create some peerless killing formations. These formations are very powerful, and they're equivalent to one-star kings. As long as we create a few more king-killing formations, we can work together and attack together. At that time, we might be able to kill the heavenly Netherbird. What? King-killing formation? There's such a killing formation. Everyone was shocked. Even the array masters opened their mouths in disbelief. A killing formation that was comparable to one-star kings? How heaven-defying must one be to create such a formation? These array masters were simply too shocked because they had never heard of such a powerful killing array. However, after confirming that this was true, they looked at the Crimson Dragon, who was emitting scarlet light like a rabbit. Excitement. He was really too excited. These array grandmasters had spent their entire lives researching array formations to the point of obsession. Now that they had heard of such a powerful king-killing formation, how could they let it go? These array masters decided that after the meeting was over, they had to participate in the creation of the killing array. They absolutely could not miss this opportunity. The following matter was very simple. The Crimson Dragon was responsible for the king's killing array, and the array masters were all around him at this moment, following him to create the king's killing array. The others didn't stay idle either, because the Crimson Dragon also took out some combination martial arts. These combined martial arts were extremely powerful. At this moment, they were being used by the leaders of the rank 6 sects, as well as the peerless experts to train together. He hoped that it would be of use in the future battles. Next, everyone began to get busy. The Crimson Dragon and a group of array masters quickly set up the king-killing array. Even Lin Xian joined in. The patriarch of the Shun family, the Happy King, and the other kings were instructing the martial artists and half-step kings from the 6th grade sects, helping them to complete the formation quickly. It could be said that these people were the peak experts of the Tianwu continent. If they failed, then the Tianwu continent would really be finished. Therefore, these experts also knew that and cultivated with all their might. Just like that, a month passed. During this month, all the martial artists of the Tianwu continent were anxious and anxious. This was because they were worried that the heavenly Netherbird would attack at any moment. However, after a month, the heavenly Netherbird did not appear at all, which made everyone sigh in relief. Some people even guessed that the heavenly Netherbird might not appear again. However, 5 days later, news came from the northwest direction that the heavenly Netherbird had appeared again. This time, it was extremely violent and had directly destroyed dozens of rank 5 sections. Moreover, it was extremely violent and was rapidly charging towards the center of the Tianwu continent. What? It appeared again. Hearing this news, everyone was shocked once again. Immediately, countless cultivators rushed towards the various sovereign clans as if they had gone mad, seeking protection. This was because, at this time, only the House of Kings could protect them. Even the rank 6 sects could not protect themselves. The news of the heavenly Netherbirds' appearance was like a plague, quickly spreading everywhere. Not long after, it had spread throughout the Tianwu continent. Lin Xian and the others also received the news. Immediately, The other kings, half-step kings, and peerless experts in the war god palace became nervous because this was a crucial moment. If they won, then everything would go smoothly. If they lost, then the Tianwu continent would suffer an unimaginable disaster. In other words, the future of the Tianwu continent was in their hands. Lin Xian, how many kings killing arrays have you completed? Dean Xian, an ancestor, Murong, hurriedly flew over to ask. Time was too tight. We only completed 3. Lin Xian said in a deep voice. Indeed, to complete 3 kings killing arrays in a month's time was already very good. After all, every king's killing array wanted to be a 1-star king for a short period of time. 3 is already quite a lot. Ancestor Murong nodded. Chapter 1481. Then Lin Xian took the lead and rose from the ground. He turned into a beam of sword light and rushed into the sky. Behind him, the 6 kings also soared into the sky. In the next instant, countless peerless experts and sect elders all soared into the sky and followed the 7 kings. At this moment, their blood was boiling. At this moment, their fighting spirit was soaring. These people were the peak martial artists of the Tianwu continent. Now that they were gathered together, they were like a sharp sword as they soared through the sky toward the heavenly netherbird. As for the remaining elders and martial artists, they were not idle either. They joined forces with the House of Kings, the rank 6 sects, and the heroes of the world. They moved together, bringing the martial artists of the small sects and ordinary citizens to a safe place to protect them. Of course, the Tianwu continent was too big and had too many people. They were unable to protect everyone and could only do their best. However, the House of Kings also released news that the 7 kings and countless experts were killing the enemy. They told them to wait quietly and confidently. What? The 7 kings and countless experts are going to kill the heavenly netherbird? Is that true? That's great. Not only that, I heard that there are 3 peerless killing formations. It's like having 3 more kings. What? Is that true? 10 kings will definitely be able to kill the heavenly netherbird. At this moment, all the martial artists of the Tianwu continent received this news. They all clenched their fists, extremely excited, because they believed that this battle would definitely be successful. Everyone calmed down and waited for the news of victory. On the other side, Lin Xian, the happy king, and the other peerless experts were chasing after the heavenly netherbird. This time, Tian was especially arrogant. He did not hide his tracks at all. Thus, they easily found the other party's tracks and were rushing over with all their might. In the end, the 2 sides met. The heavenly netherbird was incomparably terrifying. Its entire body was covered in flames, releasing a scorching heat. When its eyes opened and closed, they contained a monstrous pressure. There were no longer any chains binding its body. It was clear that it had successfully recovered to its peak. Although Lin Xian and the others had expected this, seeing it with their own eyes still made their hearts heavy, because the peak of the compassion of heaven was absolutely terrifying. Looking at Lin Xian's group of 7 in front of it, and the human warriors behind it, the heavenly netherbird laughed with disdain. Lowly ants, you dare to stop me? The heavenly netherbird sneered in disdain. Since you're here to die, I'll fulfill your wish. At the end of his words, Heaven Yu Qing coldly snorted. Suddenly, the black flames on his body surged into the sky, and an incomparably terrifying aura swept through the world. This aura was too terrifying, causing the peerless experts behind Lin Xian to tremble, as if they were about to fall from the sky. Humph! Seeing this scene, Lin Xian and the other kings also snorted coldly. Powerful auras surged from their bodies as they blocked the heavenly netherbird. The other king realm cultivators made their moves. Their auras were as deep as the ocean, connecting together and firmly blocking in front of the crowd. Immediately, the martial artist behind him heaved a sigh of relief. If it weren't for these 7 kings, they probably wouldn't even be able to resist the heavenly Netherbird's aura. Is this the heavenly Netherbird? It's really strong. In the crowd, the sword Honorable clenched his fists as his body trembled. His eyes shone brightly. To be honest, he was too excited. Becoming a king realm cultivator was his life's goal. Although he had no hope of achieving it in this lifetime, at the last moment, he could fight against such a peerless, demonic beast. Even if he died, he would have no regrets. There's another king realm cultivator. No wonder you dare to cause trouble for me. However, with your little strength, you're nothing in front of me. The heavenly Netherbird snorted coldly. Then, the void trembled as a black claw reached out. The black claw was like a demonic claw from hell. It pierced through the void and quickly grabbed at Lin Xian and the others. This aura was too terrifying. As soon as it appeared, it covered the sky like a dark cloud. It brought with it terrifying black flames as it quickly slammed down. Boom. Suddenly, the void collapsed, creating a terrifying scene. Attack! Lin Xian snorted coldly. Suddenly, his body emitted a blinding light. A sharp sword Qi shot into the sky as if it wanted to cut through the sky. Along with it, countless lightning bolts fell in all directions. This terrifying sword Qi shocked everyone. Then, the 6 kings beside him roared together and quickly counterattacked. Behind them, the peerless sovereigns also moved quickly. Among them, Lin Xian's body was quickly covered with the starry sky armor. His body emitted a blue light as he stood in the void. Around him, the dragon sword domain was formed. It emitted a bright light, making him look like a god of war. Beside him, Ancestor Morong, the Shun family's ancestor, the Happy King, and the others also activated their king domains. Behind them, 9 half-step kings roared and activated 3 king-killing arrays. They also rushed over quickly. As for the remaining exalteds, they rapidly retreated and flew in all directions. They didn't run away. Instead, they stood in a specific position and formed a strange array. If one looked down from the sky, they would see that it was an 8-star array. It completely enveloped the heavenly Netherbird, Lin Xian, and the others. In the next moment, Lin Xian moved. With a clang, the Lone Star sword was unsheathed. It drew a bright light in the void and illuminated the surroundings. He slashed out with his long sword and pointed it at the heavenly Netherbird. His battle intent surged and stirred up the clouds. A streak of sword Qi shot out, transforming into a shocking rainbow that rolled over. This sword was too terrifying. Along with the power of the dragon sword domain, it was like a vast blue ocean that filled the void. The terrifying sword Qi quickly slashed out and enveloped the heavenly Netherbird. At the same time, the other 6 kings beside him quickly attacked at the same time. Beams of dazzling light blasted forward. 10 purple figures flew in the void like gods and demons. They charged toward the heavenly Netherbird. On the other side, a golden giant rose from the ground. It was as if he wanted to crush the heavens and earth. He waved his golden fist. Bright light shone in all directions as he charged forward. 3 red dragon shadows rushed into the sky. They were hundreds of feet long and overturned rivers and seas. 9 blue lotuses flew out. They were like demonic mountains, each stronger than the last. They quickly pressed down. Din Xian also attacked mercilessly. A jade-white palm pierced through the void and slammed toward the heavenly Netherbird. At the same time, 9 tails also moved. The 9 tails behind him danced and turned into 9 blood-red arms. They bared their fangs and claws and covered the sky. At this moment, The 7 kings showed their unparalleled power. They all used their ultimate skills to attack the heavenly netherbird. A bunch of ants. Die. The heavenly netherbird roared. Flames burned all over his body. Beside him, the 9 Serenities domain quickly appeared. The 9 Serenities domain contained extremely terrifying black flames that rapidly churned and formed countless black killing swords. Chapter 1482. In the next moment, the 9 Serenities domain shook, and countless black swords flew out like a rain of light, stabbing toward Lin Xian and the others. Countless attacks collided in the air, creating a terrifying explosion. Vast amounts of energy swept out in all directions, causing the void to collapse. It was too terrifying. Without the suppression of the star chains, the heavenly netherbird had returned to his peak state. Powerful. He was fighting against 7 kings alone, and he wasn't at a disadvantage. Even Lin Xian and the others were forced back by the black killing swords. What? How can he be so strong? The surrounding martial artists were shocked by this scene. This further stimulated the killing intent in their hearts. Then, these people shouted to the sky and quickly activated the formation. As for the 9 half-step kings, they activated their peerless killing array and charged toward the sky netherbird. The array was extremely terrifying. At this moment, it was activated and emitted a bright light. Streaks of terrifying killing intent pierced through the heavens and earth. Terrifying sword chi spread out for 3,000 miles and quickly enveloped the heavenly netherbird. Boom, boom. The void trembled as the 3 king killing arrays displayed their extremely powerful battle strength. The sword chi was like a ray of light as it quickly slashed toward the heavenly netherbird. The heavenly netherbird sneered and waved its claws. Suddenly, the 9 Serenities' demonic sword swept out. Black flames intertwined as the pitch-black sword chi surged in the void like a river, blocking all the attacks of the 3 killing arrays. What? So strong! The 9 half-step kings were in the array. This was their first time fighting with a king, and they were extremely shocked, especially the black flames. Although they were separated by the king-killing arrays, they still felt a sense of fear. It was as if they would be burned to ashes at any moment. This energy was too terrifying, and they had no choice but to quickly retreat. The 3 king-killing arrays formed a triangle and quickly retreated like shooting stars. "Want to leave?" The heavenly netherbird sneered as it reached out with a large black palm and grabbed forward. "Just a few half-step kings and you dare to show off in front of me? You're courting death." Rumble. The large black palm slapped down, covering the sky and earth with the light of martial arts competition. It looked like the 3 king-killing arrays were about to shatter. At this moment, the peerless experts in the surroundings moved. After setting up the formation, just now, they had already activated an extremely terrifying formation. Now that it was activated, heaven and earth immediately collapsed. This formation was called the Eightfold Formation. It was imparted to them by the Crimson Dragon and was extremely terrifying. There were a total of 3,000 people participating in this formation, and they were all top-notch experts. They split into 8 different directions and quickly activated the formation. Instantly, doors with blinding light appeared in 8 different directions. Terrifying attacks surged out from these doors. In the sky, 8 rays of light lit up like 8 suns, incomparably brilliant. Among them, countless red flames flew out from the southern door, covering the sky and covering the earth. With blazing heat, they collided with the pitch-black hand. Boom! When the two collided, crackling sounds could be heard, and the entire void became extremely distorted. This attack delayed the giant black hand, allowing the 3 kings to successfully escape. Humph! When the heavenly netherbird saw this, it snorted coldly. The pitch-black hand that covered the sky shone brightly once again. Countless black flames burned and slapped in all directions, extinguishing the terrifying sea of flames. However, at the same time, 7 other bright lights flew out from 7 different directions. Metal, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, lightning, ice. The 8 elemental energies intertwined in the sky, forming a long rainbow that slashed down fiercely. Boom, boom, boom. In the next moment, the terrifying rainbow slashed down on the black hand and immediately sent it flying. What? Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. Not only was the heavenly Netherbird surprised, but Lin Xian and the others were also extremely shocked. This was simply too unbelievable. One had to know that the heavenly Netherbird was extremely terrifying. It had reached the late stage of a 2-star king, and even Lin Xian and the others together could not suppress it. However, this mysterious formation had actually sent the heavenly Netherbird's attack flying. One had to admit that this was simply too shocking. Rosalong, what kind of formation is this? How can it be so magical? Lin Xian was extremely shocked. 8-fold formation. I did not expect it either. The divine dragon, Anai, shook his head. The power of this formation had also exceeded his expectations. Subsequently, the crimson dragon seemed to have thought of something, and his eyes were like lightning as he stared straight ahead. In the next moment, he exclaimed, "Damn it, we've been tricked." Tricked? What do you mean? Lin Xian and the others were puzzled and quickly asked. The crimson dragon said, "I thought that he was a late-stage 2-star king, but it seems that he is not. He is not a late-stage 2-star king, but a middle-stage 2-star king." What? You're saying that his strength has weakened? No, he was just bluffing before. I think that he must have used too much energy to break the star chains. Although the chains are no longer suppressing him, the energy in his body has not recovered. Does this mean that we have a chance to kill him? Lin Xian and the others were excited. That's right, this should be a good opportunity. Our chances of winning will increase by 20%. Then what are we waiting for? Let's attack together and kill it. Lin Xian roared as he stood in the void in his astral armor. He held the killing sword in his hand as his black hair fluttered in the wind. His entire being was extremely sharp. Around him were the other 6 kings. Each of them had an imposing aura that made one's heart tremble. At this critical moment, the 7 of them unleashed their full strength and prepared to kill the heavenly Netherbird. The auras of the 7 of them were too powerful. Unparalleled light exploded from each of them, connecting the heavens and the earth. These lights flashed and shot into the clouds, connecting together in the sky. It was like 100,000 mountains, making it hard for everyone to breathe. Subsequently, the 7 kings stepped forward at the same time. Boom! Every step they took caused the heavens and earth to tremble. An extremely terrifying energy surged out from the 7 of them and blasted towards the heavenly Netherbird. This energy was too terrifying. Even the heavenly Netherbird's expression changed. He roared as he slashed the 9 darkness demonic sword towards the sky. At the same time, a low and hoarse voice rang out. 9 darkness demonic sword, turn into flames. With me as the source, I will split open the heavens. This voice was extremely low and carried with it a mysterious energy that made everyone's scalp tingle. Following this voice were countless bolts of black lightning. Kaboom! In the next moment, a huge bolt of black lightning streaked across the sky, piercing through the void and forming a black hole. The black hole did not disappear. Instead, it spun rapidly, forming a black vortex. Countless black flames surged out from the vortex and flew towards the 9 darkness demonic sword. Balls of flames were incomparably black and carried with them a mysterious energy. It was as if they had flown out from hell. The 9 darkness domain around the heavenly Netherbird was also burning. It seemed to have formed a mysterious connection with the black hole. Not long after, the entire 9 darkness demonic sword was enveloped by the black flames. In the next moment, a terrifying aura surged out from the 9 darkness demonic sword. This aura was too terrifying. It was as if it could tear the heavens and earth apart. Everyone's hearts trembled, as they could not resist. "Die, you ants!" The heavenly Netherbird sneered as he waved the 9 darkness mold and slashed out. Chapter 1483. As the sword slashed out, the sky was covered in black flames. A terrifying aura covered the entire area. Boom! In the next moment, the terrifying black longsword clashed with the aura of Lin Xian's group of 7. Instantly, a shocking explosion spread out. A huge black hole appeared from the point of collision and quickly swept across the entire sky. Not good. Retreat. The faces of the Shun family's patriarch, Morong Patriarch, and the others changed. They realized that the power of the 7 of them had been split apart by the sword. This was unimaginable. In the next moment, the light curtain around the 7 of them cracked, and they were all sent flying. Among them, one of the king's slaughtering formations was sliced in half by the sword's strike. Instantly, the 3 half-step kings turned into blood mist and flew towards the heavenly Netherbird, entering the 9 underworld domain. Even the king-killing array was broken and turned into pure spiritual chi, which was absorbed by the heavenly Netherbird. What? How is this possible? Seeing this, everyone's faces changed. Lin Xian's expression was even more serious. He had the Starry Sky armor and Red Lotus armor. Although he was sent flying, he didn't suffer any serious injuries. However, the opponent's method shocked him. That sword was too terrifying. Even if he used all his strength, he couldn't block it. He knew that this was due to the difference in realms. A 2-star king was much stronger than a 1-star king. The fact that the heavenly Netherbird could absorb energy and recover quickly in the midst of battle was definitely not good news. Kill. Although they were sent flying, Lin Xian's group of 7 quickly stood up and attacked again. This was their only chance. If they couldn't kill the heavenly Netherbird this time, they wouldn't have another chance in the future. The battle erupted once again. 7 kings, 2 king-killing arrays, and a terrifying octagonal array. At this moment, they were all attacking the heavenly Netherbird. Pung, pung, pung. Terrifying energy surged and blasted on the heavenly Netherbirds' body, causing its huge body to be pushed back continuously. Many wounds even appeared on its body. However, Lin Xian's side suffered even more losses. The 7 kings were all injured. As for the 2 king-killing arrays, they had also been destroyed in this battle. Not only that, the energy within the 6 half-step kings and 2 king-level killing arrays were all absorbed by the Sky Netherbird. Suddenly, the heavenly Netherbbird's aura became even more monstrous. Like a peerless demon, it spread its wings and blotted out the sun. The next moment, he actually dashed toward the surrounding 8-fold formation. Not good. Stop him. Seeing this, the Crimson Dragon's expression changed. It couldn't be helped. Although the octagon formation was powerful and useful, it couldn't withstand the heavenly Netherbird's attack. Although the 3,000 people were strong, they were only respectful. With the power of the array, they might be able to fight against the heavenly Netherbird. However, if they were to fight head-on, they wouldn't be a match at all. Lin Xian let out a long roar, and the dragon sword domain around him quickly trembled. Then a huge body quickly formed and rushed towards the heavenly Netherbird. It was a Qiongqi whose entire body was formed by lightning. It was incomparably terrifying. With a slight tremble of its huge body, the entire void cracked. With a roar, bright lightning runes appeared on the Cheong-Chi's body. In the next moment, the huge body rushed towards the heavenly Netherbird. Although the body was huge, its speed was extremely fast. Like a bolt of lightning, it arrived in front of the heavenly Netherbird in an instant. "You overestimate yourself. Die." The heavenly Netherbird shouted coldly as it flapped its black wings and slashed towards the Cheong-Chi. Pung! An earth-shattering sound rang out. Those black wings were just too sharp. They were like black heavenly blades as they slashed out with a single strike. Instantly, the Cheong-Chi was split in half. The scene was too shocking. Such a terrifying body was split in half by a single blade. Finally, it turned into spiritual chi and scattered in the void. The heavenly Netherbird sneered disdainfully, while Lin Xian's expression was grave. He naturally knew that the Cheong-Chi couldn't defeat the other party. Therefore, he didn't stop what he was doing. Soon, a golden heavenly pung flew out from his dragon sword domain. Then, the entire void trembled. A golden figure appeared in the sky, its body emitting a blazing light that dyed the entire sky golden. This heavenly pung was formed by Lin Xian. Although it was condensed from spiritual chi, it looked real and ferocious. Under Lin Xian's control, the golden heavenly pung let out a long roar that tore through the sky. Then, the huge body emitted a blinding light. A terrifying killing intent rushed out from the heavenly pang's body. Then, the golden feathers on its body trembled rapidly, forming rays of golden light one after another. Every single feather seemed to have turned into a golden sword. They were densely packed and pierced through the clouds, tearing through the sky and emitting a cold light. In an instant, the entire sky was filled with golden sword chi. The terrifying killing intent made everyone tremble in fear. 108,000 sword chi, kill. Lin Xian let out a long cry, his expression extremely solemn. In the next moment, the terrifying rain of golden sword chi in the sky fell rapidly. 108,000 sword chi, each of which was 30 meters long, bloomed with light and emitted a terrifying killing intent. The dense rain of sword chi filled the sky palace, forming a rain of sword chi that blasted towards the heavenly Netherbird. This method was too terrifying. Even Ancestor Morong and the others' eyelids twitched when they saw this scene. They realized that Lin Xian was too strong. Although he was young, his combat strength had already surpassed them. At the very least, they couldn't use such terrifying sword chi. Moreover, they couldn't fight back against it. However, the heavenly Netherbird was different. He wasn't a one-star king, but a two-star king. Therefore, facing such a terrifying sword chi, he launched an angry counterattack. Heaven and earth demonic furnace, burn everything. The heavenly Netherbird roared and rubbed the huge 9-darkness demonic sword into his black flame domain. Then his black flame feathers emitted a black light. Countless black flames danced, quickly twisting and turning, forming a black furnace that was over 10 feet tall. This demonic furnace was pitch black, and mysterious runes were engraved all over it, as if it was something from the demonic realm. In the next moment, the heavenly Netherbird waved his claws and slapped the black demonic furnace. Suddenly, the black demonic furnace trembled, and an earth-shattering heat surged out. Boundless flames spread and covered the entire sky. Boom, boom, boom. The black demonic furnace released a sea of flames that clashed with Lin Xian's 108,000 sword chi. The sword chi soared into the sky, and the air waves rolled, drowning the entire sky. Not good. Retreat. Ancestor Morong and the Shun family's ancestor saw this, and their faces changed drastically. They quickly retreated. This energy was too terrifying. Even if they were kings, they couldn't fight back. They could only retreat. Chapter 1484. In the sky, the black flames were extremely powerful. When they collided with the golden sword Chi, they started to burn rapidly. In the next moment, the golden sword Chi in the sky started to melt like snow in a raging fire. In an instant, the 108,000 golden divine swords in the sky and on the ground were all burned up by the black flames. What? How is this possible? Seeing this, Ancestor Morong and the others were shocked. Lin Xian's face also turned gloomy. There was nothing he could do. A two-star king was too terrifying. Although he had the dragon sword soul, his cultivation was still at the honorable realm. He could not use his full strength. Damn it! Lin Xian was unwilling to accept this. His body moved like lightning as he quickly retreated. In the next moment, a ferocious fire dragon appeared where he was standing and pierced through the void. Humph, kid, you want to fight me? After defeating Lin Xian with one move, the heavenly netherbird snorted in disdain. Then he held the black furnace in his hand and swept it in all directions. One of the flames hit the octagon formation. Not good. Seeing this, the 3,000 honorables' faces changed. They quickly activated the octagon formation to fight against the heavenly netherbird. But at this moment, the black furnace was too terrifying. Even though the octagon formation was magical, it was still unable to fight against the heavenly netherbird. In the next moment, one of the light doors was shattered. The bodies of the honorables exploded and turned into a bloody mist. Seeing this, the Shun family's ancestor, the happy king, and the others roared and wanted to rush over. However, the heavenly netherbird waved his hand, and the boundless black flames rushed towards them. Damn it! The Shun family's ancestor sent out the golden giant, and the happy king sent out 9 lotuses to fight against the black flames. However, a scene that shocked them appeared. Their attacks were actually burning fiercely in the black flames. What? How is this possible? All the kings were shocked and could not believe it. The Shun family's ancestor and the happy king roared and tried to extinguish the black flames. But they could not do it. The black flames burned more and more fiercely. They even floated towards their bodies. Despair appeared in their eyes as they screamed crazily. However, it was useless. At the critical moment, Lin Xian also unleashed a sea of black flames to resist the heavenly netherbird's 9 nether black flames. Only then did he save the patriarch of the Shun family and the happy king. The kings on Lin Xian's side let out a sigh of relief, but the sky netherbird was surprised. He didn't expect Lin Xian to have black flames in his hands, and he was very familiar with the aura. It was his 9 nether black flames. The next moment, he understood. This was because Lin Xian had once obtained one of its primordial feathers, which contained its flame origin. Thinking about it, the other party must have obtained his 9 nether black flames by absorbing that feather. Brat, I didn't expect you to be so lucky as to obtain my black flame, but so what? This black flame can only be unleashed to its full potential when combined with my bloodline power. You can't even unleash your full strength. The heavenly netherbird sneered. It then activated the black furnace and attacked quickly. Boom, boom, boom. The octagon formation was shattered into pieces. The other 7 light gates also exploded. 3,000 peerless sovereigns turned into nothingness and were all absorbed by the heavenly netherbird. The flames on the heavenly netherbirds body surged again, and an earth-shattering power was emitted from its body. Late-stage 2-star king. Seeing this, the crimson dragon's eyelids twitched. Then his face turned ugly. It's over, it's over. This guy actually succeeded. He has recovered to late-stage 2-star king. Brat, we have no hope. Indeed, the situation was very bad. When it was a mid-stage 2-star king, they already couldn't fight it. Now that it had become a late-stage 2-star king, it was even more impossible for them. Ha ha! After recovering to its peak state, the heavenly netherbird laughed wildly. Its voice shook the surroundings. The flames on its body surged like a sea, and it was extremely arrogant. In the next moment, it stopped laughing. Its huge head turned and stared at Lin Xian and the others. "I will kill you all in a while. Brat, don't worry. I will give you special treatment. I will make you beg for death." The heavenly netherbird's cold gaze was like a sharp blade as it swept across Lin Xian and the others. Immediately, Ancestor Morong, the happy king, and the others trembled as a trace of fear appeared in their hearts. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's faces were terrifyingly gloomy. The situation was very bad. Of all the people they had brought, only the 7 of them were left. 3 king-killing formations and 3,000 peerless sovereigns had all been destroyed by the heavenly netherbird. In the entire sky, there were only 7 kings left. They were the last hope. However, the Crimson Dragon shook his head and sighed. "It's over. There's no hope. Brat, let's go." "Go? Where to?" Lin Xian frowned. "Back to the Tianan region. The Sky Martial Continent has no hope. The 7 of us can't fight against a late-stage 2-star king. Unless one of us breaks through to 2-star king, there's no hope." The Crimson Dragon shook his head. "The Sky Martial Continent is finished. We can go to the Tianan region. There's the Black Earth ship there. It's incomparably powerful. Even if this heavenly netherbird is a 2-star king, it can't break through the Black Earth ship. Why don't you cultivate in the Black Earth ship? When you break through to 2-star king, we'll come out." "No." Lin Xian shook his head decisively. At that time, there wouldn't be much left of the Sky Martial Continent. Moreover, at that time, the Tianan region would be in a terrible situation. Lin Xian didn't agree at all. One had to know that many of his friends and fellow disciples were in the Sky Martial Continent. Moreover, there were billions of living beings in the Sky Martial Continent. Running was not in line with his character. Seeing Lin Xian shake his head, the Crimson Dragon hurriedly transmitted, "What can you do if you stay here? You'll only be killed. You don't want to go to the true spirit continent? You don't want to climb to the peak of martial Tao? Dying here would be too much of a pity. I'd rather die in battle than retreat." Lin Xian's gaze was resolute. "If I don't even dare to face this little danger, how will I have the courage to go to the true spirit world in the future? What will I have to climb to the peak of the martial Tao? Don't say any more. Rosalong, help me one last time." Lin Xian's voice was firm and sonorous. "What are you doing?" The Crimson Dragon was worried. "Don't mess around. I have a secret art that can gather external energy. You 6 transfer the energy to me, and I'll go fight the heavenly netherbird." Lin Xian said, "What? That's too dangerous." The Crimson Dragon was shocked. "This is the last resort. I have the dragon sword spirit, and my battle power is extremely strong. Only I can face the heavenly netherbird head-on." Lin Xian was right. Even if the 7 kings teamed up, they still wouldn't be the heavenly netherbird's match. Moreover, the others couldn't resist that black flame at all. Only he could. Chapter 1485. Everyone, we have no way out. We can only fight with all our might. Lin Xian's voice was sonorous. "I will use a secret technique. Please transfer all your energy to me." "All right. No problem. We believe in you." At this moment, Ancestor Morong, Dean Xian, and the Happy King all nodded in agreement. They really had no way out. If they failed, the Heavenly Mistake Continent would be destroyed. None of their descendants would be able to escape. Now, they had to believe in Lin Xian. There was no other way. All right, the Crimson Dragon also sighed. If Lin Xian was unwilling to leave, he had no choice but to help him. In the next moment, Lin Xian used a secret technique. The dragon sword realm around him trembled rapidly and emitted a green light. Then 6 dragon heads appeared in the dragon sword realm. Each of them looked ferocious as they flew in front of the 6 kings. They just had to transfer their energy into them. Ancestor Morong, the happy king, and Dean Xian nodded and transferred their energy into the dragon heads. However, the Crimson Dragon did not do so. Kid, you just convinced me. I still have some secret techniques, but the side effects are more severe. But since you've decided to fight with your life, I won't hide anymore. I'll fight with you. All right. Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. If there was anyone who could fight against the heavenly Netherbird and the black flames, it would be the Crimson Dragon. Wuji the snow-white monkey also jumped out and waved its paws. You want to join the battle too? All right, let's fight together. Lin Xian gripped his sword tightly, seeing that Lin Xian and the others still dared to continue. The heavenly Netherbird was very surprised, but soon it revealed a disdainful sneer. What? You don't want to run because of your ridiculous morals? What an idiot. Humph, you bastard. You won't understand. For the sake of the world, I'll kill you even if I have to risk my life. Behind them, Ancestor Morong and the Shun family's ancestor roared with all their might. For the sake of the world, how stupid. The heavenly Netherbird sneered in disdain. All right, I'll let the world see what you people are like. I really want to know how the people of the world will react when they see the 7 of you kneeling in front of me. Ha ha! The heavenly Netherbird looked up to the sky and laughed. Then it flapped its wings and countless black flames shot up into the sky. Damn it, what are you trying to do? Ancestor Morong and the others roared madly. On the other hand, Lin Xian's expression was ice cold. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. If you dare to lay your hands on ordinary people, I will definitely not let you off. Don't worry, I'm not interested in those ants. The heavenly Netherbird sneered. I just want those people to see your current situation clearly. Sure enough, in the next moment, the black flames in the sky quickly spread out in all directions, forming huge light screens that floated in the sky. On the Marshall Heaven continent, everyone knew that Lin Xian's group of 7 had led countless peak experts to kill the Heaven Netherbird. But what was the result? None of them knew. They could only wait patiently because no one dared to watch the battle. In the Morong family, Morong Qingcheng was dressed in purple. Her beautiful face was filled with nervousness. To be honest, she was very worried about the ancestor and Lin Xian's safety. However, he wasn't a king yet and couldn't help at all. He could only wait patiently. In the Shen family, Shen Jingqiu was also nervous. Her small hands tightly gripped the corner of her clothes. In Senma College, countless disciples and young geniuses were waiting silently. They were shouting in their hearts, Dean Lin Xian, you must succeed. In the Palace of Gods of War, the 9th Elder and the others were even more nervous. Apart from them, the Merry Woods, Deity Sword Manor, and various sects were all praying in their hearts. They hoped that Lin Xian's group of 7 would win. But in the next moment, countless black flames suddenly flew down from the sky. What's that? Everyone was extremely nervous as they stared at the sky. They didn't know where the flames came from, but the aura they emitted made everyone tremble. Many of the House of Kings even activated their defensive array. However, the black flames didn't attack. Instead, they quickly transformed into a light screen in the sky. In the next moment, the figures of Lin Xian's group of 7 appeared on the light screen. What? Is this a battle scene? Everyone was shocked. The elders of the House of Kings were even more shocked. They realized that this was indeed a battle scene, but they didn't know who had created it. At this moment, an ice-cold voice sounded from the black light screen. Ants, do you really want to know the battle situation? Do you want to know why there are no other kings other than the 7 of them? Hearing this cold voice, everyone trembled. A trace of fear appeared in their eyes. This was because the voice was filled with the aura of a king. The heavenly netherbird. Damn it, it's the heavenly netherbird speaking. A martial artist looked at the light screen and roared crazily. That's right, everyone realized that this was the voice of the heavenly netherbird. Ha ha, ants, you've guessed right. It's me. The heavenly netherbird's sinister voice sounded again. Let me tell you, other than the 7 kings, the rest have all been killed by me. Killed all of them? That's impossible. Everyone was shocked. The martial artists of the House of Kings and the rank 6 sects all screamed. Their eyes were filled with fear. They knew how strong the people that Lin Xian had taken away were. They were the strongest group of experts in the entire Tianwu continent. But now, other than Lin Xian's group of 7, everyone had been killed? This made their brains go blank. They couldn't believe it. Damn it. On the other side, Lin Xian's group heard the heavenly netherbird's words, and their faces turned gloomy. He knew that he couldn't let the other party continue to be arrogant. In the next moment, Lin Xian shouted. His voice was like thunder that spread in all directions. Kill. With a roar, sword chi surged from his body. The dragon sword realm released a bright light as the power of the 5 kings behind him surged into his body. Boom. Lin Xian's body surged with a blazing light as a terrifying aura spread out in all directions. This aura was too strong. With the power of the 5 kings and the great dragon sword soul, Lin Xian was extremely strong at this moment. His battle strength had reached the level of a 2-star king. What? He can combine the power of the other 5 and use it for himself? The heavenly netherbird's pupils shrank. To be honest, he didn't expect Lin Xian to have such a technique. But soon after, he sneered and a trace of disdain appeared in his eyes. Even if the 5 of them combined their power. So what? At most, they would only have the strength of a 2-star king. On the other hand, he had the strength of a 2-star king. The difference between them was like heaven and earth. Kid, I have to say that you have some skills, but in front of me, it's useless. Chapter 1486. Kill. However, Lin Xian was not moved at all. He had obtained the power of the 5 king tiers, and, at this moment, he had become extremely powerful. With the dragon-shaped sword in his hand, he looked like a god of swords. 108,000 swords kill. Lin Xian roared, and the dragon sword domain shook as a golden heavenly rock charged out. The feathers on its body turned into countless golden swords. This time, the golden swords were several times stronger than before. That was because Lin Xian's strength had reached an unimaginable level. In the next moment, Lin Xian waved his arm. Instantly, tens of thousands of golden swords slashed down from the sky. Boom, 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 boom. Each sword was as thick as a mountain and as heavy as Mount Tai as they slashed down on the heavenly netherbird. Tens of thousands of swords clashed. Terrifying energy spread out in all directions. What? So strong. At this moment, countless cultivators on the sky martial continent looked up and saw the battle through the screen in the sky. When they saw Lin Xian summon 108,000 golden swords to kill the sky nether bird, their blood began to boil. Shocking. Too shocking. Originally, they were wondering why Lin Xian was sent out. Among the 7 kings, although Lin Xian was strong, he was too young. He had just condensed his king domain. As for the others, whether it was the Murong ancestor, the Shen family ancestor, or the other kings, they were all famous kings. They had been in the king realm for hundreds of years. Logically speaking, the chances of victory would be higher if these old kings were sent out. However, now that Lin Xian had made his move, they understood. Powerful. He was simply too powerful. Lin Xian's methods had exceeded all of their imaginations. In the sky, Countless golden swords turned into golden dragons that roared as they flew forward. They instantly enveloped the heavenly Netherbird. This was an extremely terrifying scene. 108,000 golden swords connected the heavens and the earth as they slashed down in all directions. The terrifying aura shattered the entire sky. The heavenly Netherbird roared, "Ant, you're courting death." Then, black flames surged all over his body as he counterattacked. The heavenly Netherbird waved its black claws and wings and quickly counterattacked. Bam, bam, bam. Black claws smashed the golden swords into pieces. Then, the heavenly Netherbird flapped its wings and charged towards Lin Xian with its huge body. This was a very terrifying scene. Amidst the rain of swords that filled the sky, a huge body was rampaging. Every time they collided, there would be an earth-shattering explosion, blasting open one black hole after another in the void. On the martial heaven continent, the martial artists who saw this scene through their screens all shuddered, their scalps turning numb. Frightening, this was too frightening. Although they were not at the scene, they could feel the shocking power of the energy just from the image. Sword chi filled with terrifying killing intent swept across the heavens and earth. The heavenly underworld bird unleashed boundless black flames that ignited the golden swords, not to mention the ordinary warriors. Even the 5 kings behind Lin Xian felt their eyelids twitching in disbelief. The reason for that was because that sort of attack had already surpassed what they could endure. Any one of the sword chi could severely injure them. However, such a terrifying attack could not do anything to the heavenly Netherbird. To be honest, the heavenly Netherbird was also shocked because the sword chi was a great threat to her. This was too unbelievable. Even if her opponent had fused with the power of 5 kings, he was only at the early stage of 2 stars. However, his combat strength had already surpassed that. He couldn't help but be shocked. "Kid, go and die." The heavenly Netherbird roared as it soared through the sky. Its huge wings were like black, heavenly blades that directly shattered countless golden swords. It was like a black demonic mountain that wanted to crush Lin Xian. Lin Xian, on the other hand, was wielding the dragon-shaped sword in his hand. He slashed out one shocking sword aura after another. The sword chi was too terrifying. The shocking power caused the sky to tremble. Even though the heavenly Netherbird was a demonic beast with a strong body, it could not withstand it. "Ah, go and die." The heavenly Netherbird roared as the 9 underworld demonic flames burned around it. It turned into countless demonic shadows that quickly pounced forward. These demonic shadows looked similar to the heavenly Netherbird, but they were much smaller. However, there were too many of them. There were more than 10,000 of them. The entire sky was dyed black, as if it was a dark cloud. Roar, roar, roar. Countless demonic shadows roared furiously, carrying a terrifying aura and surging murderous aura. They quickly charged towards Lin Xian. They were like a black flood that intertwined in the sky and emitted a terrifying energy fluctuation. If this energy fluctuation hit him, even if Lin Xian had fused with the power of 5 kings, he would not be able to withstand it. Kill. Seeing the demonic shadows getting closer, Lin Xian roared as his black hair fluttered in the wind. Terrifying sword chi swept across the sky. The dragon-shaped sword in his hand turned into a killing sword. Together with the dragon sword realm, it slashed forward. Pung, pung, pung. The sword chi was like a rainbow as it flew across the sky one after another. It was endless like a long river. The sword chi had fused with the power of the great dragon sword soul and was extremely strong. It slashed at the countless demonic shadows and tore them apart. Suddenly, a huge crack was torn open in the dark sky. It was at least 10,000 meters wide and was extremely terrifying. Chapter 1487. Dragon Race. The heavenly Netherbird was shocked. Once again. He did not expect the four-legged snake in front of him to be a Dragon Race member. Furthermore, he was probably not an ordinary Dragon Race member. He did not notice it before, but now it seemed that the heavenly Netherbird's bloodline aura had a monstrous pressure that made him feel extremely uncomfortable. Damn it. So what if you're a Dragon Race member? You haven't grown up yet. You're not as strong as me. Today I'll drink your dragon blood, eat your flesh, skin you, and make a pair of dragon shoes. The heavenly Netherbird sneered, as his eyes shone with a terrifying light. Indeed, every part of a divine dragon's body was a treasure. If he ate it, his bloodline might evolve once again. Perhaps one day he would become a true Great Xia Dragonfinch. Therefore, in the next moment, he decisively abandoned Lin Xian and charged towards the Crimson Dragon. Rizalong, watch out! Seeing this, Lin Xian's face darkened. Although the Crimson Dragon was once extremely powerful, its current strength was not enough to fight against the heavenly Netherbird. Therefore, he was extremely worried. However, the Crimson Dragon let out a long roar and spat out 3 clouds of blood mist that wrapped around his body. Damn you, big black bird. Ben Huang will use up his origin energy to kill you today. The 3 mouthfuls that he spat out were all dragon blood, which was extremely precious. At this moment, the blood mist that wrapped around his body suddenly underwent a terrifying change. A powerful force surged out of the Crimson Dragon's body and swept across the heavens and earth. On its huge body, the dragon scales shone and emitted a red light. It was like a red flame that was extraordinarily mighty. I'll fight. In the next moment, the Crimson Dragon's strength had reached that of a 2-star king. Therefore, he swung his huge dragon tail and whipped it forward. Boom! An earth-shattering sound rang out as the entire void exploded. Dozens of black holes flickered. The heavenly Netherbird's huge body was blasted away and smashed into countless mountains in the distance. What? So powerful! The 5 kings behind Lin Xian were all stunned. They didn't expect the Crimson Dragon to have such power. On the Martial Heaven continent, countless martial artists raised their heads to look at this scene. They were dumbstruck. Seeing this scene, everyone was stunned. They never thought that the heavenly Netherbird would be sent flying. That was the heavenly Netherbird. It was an extremely terrifying existence, an existence that could suppress the 7 great kings. Yet now, he was actually sent flying by a single slap. Even Lin Xian was stunned. He didn't expect the Crimson Dragon to be so powerful. However, he also knew that the Crimson Dragon had used some kind of secret technique to increase its combat strength. The side effects were probably not small. Otherwise, he wouldn't have waited until now to use it. The Crimson Dragon also sneered. Humph, you dare to be arrogant in front of Ben Huang? I'll slap you to death. Pung! In the distance, a mountain peak exploded. The heavenly Netherbird crawled out from the ruins and roared angrily at the sky. To be honest, he was about to go crazy. As a late-stage 2-star king, his strength was extremely terrifying. But now, he was actually sent flying in front of everyone. He couldn't accept this, so in the next moment he roared, "Damn snake, I'll kill you later." Then, the heavenly Netherbird held the 9 Netherworld demonic sword and charged over with the terrifying black flame domain. This time, Lin Xian sent a message. "Rizalong, let's attack together." Lin Xian activated countless sword chi, and the Crimson Dragon also displayed a terrifying power as they charged towards the heavenly Netherbird. Instantly, the 3 of them started fighting. Behind them, the 5 kings quickly transmitted their power as they nervously watched the battle. They were extremely nervous because this was their last resort. If they failed again, they would have no way out, and the Martial Heaven continent would become hell on earth. The only thing they could do was to provide power to Lin Xian. Boom! In front of them, the battle was intense. The heavenly Netherbirds oar soared into the sky as he displayed extremely powerful flames, and the 9 netherworld demonic swords swept in all directions. He was fighting Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon alone. It could be said that he was extremely powerful. The Crimson Dragon became more and more shocked as he fought. He gritted his teeth and said, "Kid, this guy is too strong. My secret technique won't last for long. I'm afraid it will disappear soon." Lin Xian's expression was also serious because his secret technique wouldn't last for long either. But the Heavenly Netherbird was different. The Heavenly Netherbird was a true late-stage 2-star king, and he was extremely powerful. If their secret technique's time ran out, it would be very difficult to injure him. So, in the next moment, he decided to kill him at all costs. Holding the dragon-shaped sword in his hand, Lin Xian flew out like a shooting star. He and his sword became one as he pierced towards the Heavenly Netherbird's huge body. "You're courting death," the Heavenly Netherbird roared. He didn't expect that his opponent would dare to fight him in close combat. This made him furious, so in the next moment he slammed his claw forward. But soon he screamed. Puff! In the sky, blood splattered as a scream rang out. Because the Heavenly Netherbird's huge hand had been pierced through by Lin Xian, and a transparent hole appeared. Blood splattered in all directions. Lin Xian, on the other hand, was holding the dragon-shaped sword in his hand and wearing the cosmic armor. He was extremely powerful. After piercing through the Heavenly Netherbird's claw, he didn't stop and continued to stab towards the huge body. Scram! The Heavenly Netherbird was finally angry. He didn't expect an ant-like human to be able to injure him. This made him furious. In the next moment, the black flame domain around him quickly burned and enveloped Lin Xian, wanting to burn him to ashes. Lin Xian's body also surged with black flames to resist. However, the Heavenly Netherbird's black flame domain was too terrifying, and Lin Xian couldn't hold on for long. So not long after he entered, he spat out a mouthful of blood. Although he was severely injured, Lin Xian's lips curled into a cold smile. In the next moment, he also used the dragon sword domain. Pung! The green dragon sword domain appeared around him. He was now in the Heavenly Netherbird's black flame domain, and the Heavenly Netherbird was also in his dragon sword domain. Now it was time to see whose domain was stronger and whose endurance was stronger. In the next moment, the Heavenly Netherbird screamed again. Blood splattered everywhere. It couldn't be helped. The dragon sword domain was too powerful. This domain was transformed by the dragon sword soul, and it was an offensive saint technique. Although the Heavenly Netherbird's body was extremely strong, it was still injured by the dragon sword domain. His huge body was instantly pierced by countless sword cheese, and transparent bloody holes appeared one after another. "Brat, I'll kill you." The Heavenly Netherbird's eyes were filled with anger. He didn't expect his opponent to trade his life for his. He had never seen such a desperate method before. Everyone else was also shocked, whether it was the 5 kings behind him, the Crimson Dragon, or all the martial artists in the Tianwu continent. At this moment, they were all shocked. Among them, the Heavenly Netherbird's huge body smashed into the ground, creating a deep hole. Lin Xian's figure was also sent flying backwards, crashing into 9 mountain peaks in the distance. At this moment, both of them had suffered severe internal injuries. For a moment, the entire place was silent. The expressions of the Crimson Dragon and the other kings changed drastically. They were very worried about Lin Xian's safety. It wasn't just them. Everyone in the Martial Heaven continent was extremely nervous. This was because they could see that Lin Xian's situation wasn't good. One had to know that the Heavenly Netherbird's attack was extremely terrifying. It was likely that Lin Xian wouldn't be able to block it. "Kid, are you all right?" The Crimson Dragon's figure floated and quickly arrived above the ruins. With a wave of its dragon claws, countless boulders fell, revealing Lin Xian's voice. At this moment, Lin Xian's galactic armor was already deformed. One had to know that this was an extremely powerful armor. Now that it was damaged, one could imagine how powerful the heavenly Netherbird's attack was. As for Lin Xian, he had suffered severe internal injuries. If it wasn't for his strong physique and vigorous blood qi, he would have already died. Even so, he couldn't hold on. However, he quickly used his soul power to take out a golden pill and quickly consumed it. This was the undying golden pill. Lin Xian had quite a few of them. Although this undying golden pill was precious, he couldn't care less about it and quickly consumed it. In an instant, more than half of his injuries were healed. If it was anyone else, they would have instantly recovered after consuming the undying golden pill. However, this was a battle between kings. The terrifying attacks had already surpassed the effects of the undying golden pill. Although the undying golden pill was powerful, it was only effective against cultivators below the king realm. Its effect on king realm cultivators was greatly reduced. Even so, Lin Xian's injuries were still quickly recovering. After regaining his ability to move, Lin Xian quickly circulated the art of immortality. Instantly, a huge whirlpool appeared beside him and quickly absorbed the surrounding spiritual qi to heal his injuries. The art of immortality was extremely mysterious. As Lin Xian grew stronger, the might of the art of immortality would also increase. The injuries on his body were recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. Lin Xian took out another 5 undying golden pills and gave them to the Crimson Dragon. Because the Crimson Dragon had also used a secret technique, it would definitely be weakened after a while. Therefore, he took out 5 undying golden pills in case of an emergency. On the other side, the heavenly Netherbird crawled out of the deep pit. Its body was covered in wounds, and blood was flowing out of it. It was furious. It was simply too furious. It didn't expect that a human brat would be able to injure it so severely. If it hadn't experienced it personally, it wouldn't have believed it. Not only that, but it also felt a trace of fear in its heart. That was because its opponent's domain was simply too terrifying. It couldn't even resist it. Damn it. How is this possible? What kind of domain is that? How can it be so strong? If it had suffered such heavy injuries at the hands of a 3-star king, it wouldn't be surprised at all. But now, its opponent's cultivation was clearly inferior to it, but its combat strength made it shudder. Damned brat, you only used a secret technique. Let's see how long you can last. The heavenly Netherbird gritted its teeth and charged over with the black flame domain. Instantly, the battle started again. Everyone's hearts were in their mouths because the heavenly Netherbird was right. Lin Xian wouldn't be able to last long in his current state. Soon, they separated for the second time. This time, Lin Xian's injuries were even more severe. Although he had taken many undying golden pills, he still couldn't fully recover. Moreover, the heavenly Netherbird's injuries weren't light either. There were even some places where its bones could be seen. However, it still charged over because it was competing with Lin Xian in terms of stamina. It firmly believed that with its cultivation as a late 2-star king, it could definitely exhaust its opponent to death. No, it couldn't go on like this. The Crimson Dragon had already recovered to a 1-star king after a few battles. Not only that, but it had also suffered a severe backlash and was extremely weak. Luckily, it had the undying golden pills to slow down its symptoms. However, it probably wouldn't be able to last much longer. Ha ha! Brat, aren't you very strong? Fight again. Let's see how you're going to dodge this time. Seeing this, the heavenly Netherbird finally laughed. Chapter 1489. Ha ha ha! Kid, aren't you very powerful? Fight again. Let's see how you're going to dodge this time. Seeing this, the heavenly nether bird finally laughed. That was because the crimson dragon had been beaten back to its original state, and Lin Xian had also fallen to the level of a one-star king. The 5 kings behind Lin Xian were pale. They had used up too much energy and couldn't hold on for so long. It could be said that Lin Xian's group of 7 were in trouble again. Seeing this, Lin Xian's group of 7 had heavy hearts. On the Tianwu continent, everyone else was in despair. It couldn't be helped. It looked like Lin Xian's group of 7 would be killed soon. At that time, who would be able to stop the heavenly nether bird? Lin Xian, old ancestor, young master. At this moment, countless martial artists from the House of Kings were shouting crazily. Their eyes were filled with despair. In the Palace of Gods of War, the 9th Elder, and the others were pale and trembling. They didn't expect things to turn out like this. Even with Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon's secret techniques, they couldn't do anything to the heavenly nether bird. Could it be that the heavenly nether bird was so terrifying? And from the looks of it, Lin Xian's group wouldn't be able to hold on for long. They would probably be killed soon. However, just as they were in despair, in the Palace of Gods of War's Thousand Spirit Valley, suddenly a pillar of light shot up into the sky. Then a figure appeared in the sky like a shooting star. It was a blurry figure of light. Its entire body was emitting a resplendent light like a sun. He stood with his hands behind his back and looked around. Then he frowned and turned into a rainbow, disappearing into the horizon. Palace Master. That's the Palace Master. The 9th Elder and the other martial artists from the Palace of Gods of War all shouted crazily when they saw this. They realized that it was Lin Zhan's figure. Lin Zhan is out. This was undoubtedly great news. And from the looks of it, he should be heading to the battlefield. Hopefully Lin Xian and the other 6 kings would be able to hold on until then. The news of Lin Zhan coming out of seclusion was only known to the martial artists in the Palace of Ares. The other members of the House of Kings, as well as the martial artists of the Martial Heaven continent, had no idea. As for Lin Xian and the others, they were even more clueless. Lin Xian and the others were in a perilous situation, but they obviously wouldn't sit still and wait for death. Thus, they gritted their teeth and activated the secret technique a second time. This time, its power had decreased compared to the first time, but it was still incomparably powerful, enough to last for a while. Humph! I'll let you all die with no regrets. The heavenly netherbird sneered and pounced again. An earth-shattering battle erupted. Countless rays of light surged, and terrifying energy spread out in all directions. The entire forest had been completely destroyed. There was not a single place within a radius of 10,000 miles that remained intact. Terrifying cracks had appeared in space, spreading out in all directions. However, the outcome was the same. The heavenly netherbird's injuries became even more severe. Deep white bones appeared in many places, extremely horrifying. However, Lin Xian and the others were in an even worse situation. None of them had any fighting strength left, and the few kings had fallen to the ground. They could only grit their teeth and look at the heavenly netherbird with killing intent in their eyes. As for Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon, they once again used their remaining strength to counterattack. Die! The heavenly netherbird sneered and waved its huge beast claws. With shocking power, it viciously slammed towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian raised his sword to block and counterattack. However, his current strength couldn't be compared to before. Just as the claw was about to land, however, at this moment, a white figure suddenly flew out from Lin Xian's body and charged towards the heavenly netherbird. Whoosh! A white light flew out from Lin Xian's body and pounced towards the heavenly netherbird. This light was very fast, and it arrived in front of the heavenly netherbird in an instant. The heavenly netherbird didn't even see it clearly before it felt a blow on its head. This blow didn't hurt, and it didn't cause any harm to it. It could even ignore it. However, it was stunned by the next blow. It was truly stunned. This was because it realized that it couldn't control its body. It was frozen in place for 3 seconds. Not only his body, but even his soul had gone blank during those 3 seconds. The incomparably frightening claw abruptly stopped in midair. Lin Xian took this opportunity to quickly retreat to a safe place. Whoosh! In the next moment, the white light flashed again and turned into a snow-white monkey. It kept waving its claws. After 3 seconds, the heavenly netherbird regained its senses. It then stared at the snow-white monkey and became furious. Humiliation. A huge humiliation. To think that the heavenly netherbird, a peerless monster, was stunned by a little monkey. If this were to spread, people would laugh their heads off. However, it really happened. Ah, damn monkey, I'm going to kill you. The heavenly netherbird roared crazily, and its terrifying claws enveloped the snow-white monkey once again. However, the snow-white monkey's speed exceeded its expectations. It turned into white lightning and moved quickly. In an instant, it dodged all of the heavenly netherbirds' attacks. What? Everyone was stunned. They didn't think that the monkey beside Lin Xian would be so miraculous. It could dodge all of the heavenly netherbirds' attacks. One had to know that this was something that even the 7 kings couldn't do. During this time, the heavenly netherbird was hit by the snow-white monkey's claws again and froze in midair for another 3 seconds. After recovering, the heavenly netherbird roared at the sky. Boundless black flames danced on its body and quickly covered the surroundings. In an instant, everything within 100 miles was turned into a sea of black flames. Damned monkey, let's see how you're going to run this time. The heavenly netherbird roared angrily. Even a 1-star king wouldn't be able to resist these flames. Indeed, when the heavenly netherbird used its technique, Ancestor Moron and the others gritted their teeth and used their last bit of strength to dodge. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to resist. The snow-white monkey was even faster and disappeared into the horizon. The black flames couldn't hurt it at all. Immediately, the heavenly netherbird roared again. However, it soon revealed a sinister smile. This was because it no longer cared about the snow-white monkey. Instead, it focused on Lin Xian and the others. This was because it knew that if it attacked Lin Xian, that damned monkey would definitely attack it. At that time, it would capture it. Indeed, in the next moment, when the heavenly netherbird clawed at Lin Xian and the others again, the snow-white monkey charged at it again, wanting to knock it out. However, the heavenly netherbird was prepared this time. It immediately activated the black flame domain. Its huge body was completely covered by the boundless black flames. The black flames burned and released a terrifying power. It made the space around it seem like it had turned into hell. It was eerie and terrifying. The timing was too good. The snow-white monkey couldn't dodge at all. Whoosh! In the next moment, the snow-white monkey's body was also covered by the black flame domain. Chapter 1490. Wuji, Wuji, the little white monkey cried out anxiously. Lin Xian was also very nervous, but he soon let out a sigh of relief. Although the little white monkey was enveloped by the black flame domain, it was not burned. A white light appeared on its body and resisted the black flames. However, although the little monkey was not burned by the black flames, the boundless domain of black flames enveloped it. It was like a small fish that had entered a swamp, swimming very slowly. As long as the heavenly netherbird attacked, it could easily catch it. And that was exactly what the heavenly netherbird did. Not good. Seeing this, Lin Xian's face darkened. He then roared, and the great dragon sword soul in his body started to circulate. He had to use his last bit of strength to save the little white monkey. In the next moment, he turned into a ray of sword light and rushed forward. Pong! A thunderous sound rang out. Then, the heavenly Netherbird's huge body turned into a meteor and slammed into a mountain range in the distance. Rumble, rumble, rumble. This time, it smashed through more than a dozen mountain ranges before it finally stopped. With a whoosh, the little white monkey turned into a streak of white light and returned to Lin Xian's side. Everyone's eyes widened in disbelief. The crimson dragon screamed, "Kid, where did you get this strength? Is it another secret technique?" Ancestor Morong and the others were also shocked. However, Lin Xian was even more shocked, because he did not even attack. And the heavenly Netherbird was sent flying like a cannonball. He thought that it was the Crimson God who moved his hand, but now it seemed that was not the case. "Who is it?" He was very confused. "It's not you?" The Crimson Dragon and the others also noticed this, and were very surprised. Soon, these kings swept through the surroundings, wanting to find out who had done it. Even the people on the Tianwu continent were silent. "Found it!" Lin Xian was shocked. He saw a ray of light landing in front of him. It was a human figure with an imposing figure. His entire body was emitting resplendent light like a sun. He quickly landed on the ground, causing the entire ground to tremble. That terrifying power was like a god of war. "Who is this? Could there be other kings?" Everyone was shocked. Lin Xian also frowned. However, when the figure turned around, Lin Xian was stunned. His heart almost jumped out of his chest. That face was too familiar to him. So familiar that he found it hard to believe. Behind him, Ancestor Morong, the Merry King, and the rest screamed, "Lin Zhan, it's you?" That's right. This figure was Lin Zhan. He was like a god of war, emitting a powerful aura. With a wave of his hand, several pills flew toward Ancestor Morong, the Happy King, Rizalong, and the others. "You've all worked hard. Hurry up and take this pill." "Although I can't heal your injuries instantly, I can at least prevent your body from deteriorating." Hearing this, Ancestor Morong and the others swallowed the pill. The Crimson Dragon was also shocked. Could this be Xiao Xuanzi's father? He looked around curiously and sized up the figure in front of him. However, in the next moment, he frowned and revealed a shocked expression. This was because he had discovered something inconceivable. Lin Xian was too shocked. He didn't expect that the person who appeared at the last moment would be his father. Therefore, in the next moment, he ran up excitedly and asked quickly, "Father, is it really you? When did you come out?" Ancestor Morong, the Happy King, and the others behind him were also shocked. They didn't know much about Lin Zhan. They only knew that he had entered the king realm at a young age. Moreover, he was very mysterious and didn't interact with them often. He even went into seclusion as soon as he became the palace master of the Palace of Gods of War. Although he was the palace master of the Palace of Gods of War, they didn't pay much attention to him. That was because, in their opinion, he was at most at the same level as them. Or rather, he was inferior. However, it seemed that they were completely wrong. That move just now had sent the heavenly Netherbird flying. After all, that was the heavenly Netherbird, a late two-star king, an incomparably terrifying existence. However, Lin Zhan had easily sent the heavenly Netherbird flying. What level has his strength reached? How terrifying! I can't see through his cultivation at all. Ancestor Morong, the Happy King, and the others were shocked. At this moment, Lin Zhan looked at Lin Xian and said slowly, "I haven't come out yet. This is only one of my clones. I just woke up from my secluded cultivation and wanted to know about the heavenly Netherbird. Therefore, I sent a clone to help you." "What? A clone?" Ancestor Morong, the Shun family, and the others opened their eyes wide in disbelief. The crimson dragon frowned. As expected, it's just as I guessed. This is only a clone. He had noticed that something was amiss. Therefore, he had used a secret technique to check. In the end, he discovered that it was only a body of energy and didn't have any life. This made him extremely shocked. Now that he heard it from Lin Zhan, he was even more shocked. Lin Xian was also extremely shocked. A clone could send the heavenly netherbird flying? What level of cultivation has my father reached? Seeing the confusion in the eyes of Lin Xian and the others, Lin Zhan shook his head. Now's not the time to talk about this. You can ask me any questions after we kill the heavenly netherbird. Yes, that's right. Our main goal now is to kill the heavenly netherbird. The crimson dragon said quickly, Father, can you defeat him? Lin Xian asked. It's hard to say. If it was my real body, it wouldn't be a problem. However, my real body can't move at all. I can only send this clone. Lin Zhan sighed. He must have reached a critical stage in his cultivation. Bam! At this moment, the heavenly netherbird flew over from afar. It was about to go crazy from anger. It was extremely ferocious and had a murderous aura. It was furious. It was too furious. It was sent flying again. What was worse was that it didn't even see who it was. Were you the one who attacked just now? The heavenly netherbird flew back again. It looked at the flickering figure and asked coldly, Not only did I send you flying, but I'm also here to kill you. Lin Zhan's voice was sonorous. Although it was just a clone, he still displayed a valiant attitude. Kill me? What shameless boasting! The heavenly netherbird laughed coldly. Today, I'll tear you into pieces and let you know the consequences of provoking me. As it spoke, it brought the dark flame realm and charged over. Lin Zhan waved his hand and stuffed a pile of spiritual medicine into Lin Xian's arms. Then he said in a low voice, Recover quickly. I'll deal with it. Father, be careful. Lin Xian took the spiritual medicine and quickly retreated. What he needed to do now was to recover his strength quickly. He wasn't the only one. The Crimson Dragon, Ancestor Morong, the Happy King, and the others also used the time to recover their strength. In an instant, everyone retreated to a safe distance. Only Lin Zhan and the heavenly netherbird were left. Chapter 1491. Who's that figure? That's the palace master of the Palace of Gods of War. At this moment, all the martial artists in the Tianwu continent were looking at the sky nervously. They were too excited because Lin Zhan had sent the heavenly serene bird flying the moment he appeared. Needless to say, he was extremely powerful. He might even be able to kill the heavenly serene bird. This caused a glimmer of hope to rise in the hearts of the despairing crowd. In the sky, Lin Zhan stood with his hands behind his back and looked forward. Since you've been sealed, you shouldn't have appeared. Since you've appeared, I'll have to kill you. Humph, you're overestimating yourself. You're just a clone. How dare you talk big in front of me? The heavenly serene bird sneered. I can kill someone like you with a slap. After I kill you, I'll find your real body and tear it apart. This is what you get for provoking me. Since you don't know how to repent, I'll have to kill you. Lin Zhan stood in the sky with his back straight. His body was glowing brightly. Although he was just a clone, he had an unparalleled aura. He was like a god of war as he walked towards the heavenly serene bird. Boom! As he took a step forward, heaven and earth shook. A black hole appeared in the sky. This step was too terrifying. It was as heavy as a mountain as it stepped on the sky. His terrifying aura made people tremble. If they didn't know the real situation, no one would have thought that such a powerful figure was just a clone. Kill! Lin Zhan shouted coldly and attacked quickly. His fist was like a golden mountain as it flew towards the heavenly serene bird. You're courting death. The heavenly serene bird shouted furiously. Black flames danced around his body, and his cold eyes were filled with killing intent. He held the 9-nether demonic sword tightly in his black claws and slashed down quickly with a monstrous killing aura. Boom, boom. The two attacks collided in the sky, and a terrifying energy exploded. This attack was too terrifying. The entire sky collapsed. The violent energy was like a vast ocean as it rushed towards Lin Zhan. Lin Zhan didn't attack again after throwing out a punch. He was like a dragon as he moved quickly in the sky. His figure was like a flickering shadow as he quickly dodged one terrifying sword chi after another. At the same time, his fist fiercely punched towards the heavenly netherbird. Clang! The sound of metal clashing rang out, making one's scalp go numb. Ling Zhan's fist landed heavily on the 9 underworld demonic sword. Instantly, the space around the 9 Serenity's demon sword shattered. You dare to fight me in close combat? You are courting death. The heavenly netherbird sneered as the flames on its body surged. On the 9 netherworld demonic sword, countless pitch-black flames quickly rolled and wrapped around Lin Xian's fist, wanting to burn it. However, in the next moment, his pupils abruptly shrank because he discovered that he had failed. Lin Zhan's fist emitted a dazzling golden light, blocking the terrifying black flames. Otherwise, the golden light became more and more powerful. It was like a sun, erupting with incomparable energy. Pung! In the next moment, a primordial power surged out of his fist and fiercely slammed into the 9 underworld demon sword. Immediately, the heavenly netherbird let out a miserable shriek as it was sent flying by the huge force. Ah, damn it! I don't believe it! The heavenly netherbird roared as its body flew backwards. It didn't believe that Lin Zhan was strong enough to suppress it. After all, that was just a clone. This made it crazy. At the same time, there was a tinge of fear in its heart. What cultivation level had Lin Zhan's real body reached? How could it be more terrifying than it was? I am just a clone. I don't have much time. Therefore, I can only kill you as soon as possible. Lin Zhan muttered to himself. Then his body flashed, and he charged towards the heavenly netherbird like a shooting star. Very quickly, he arrived beside the heavenly netherbird and stretched out his terrifying palm once again. Damn it! Get lost! The heavenly netherbird's pupils shrank as it flapped its wings. Its body started to spin rapidly like a black gale. Its wings were simply too sharp. As it spun, countless cracks appeared in the space around it. One could imagine that even a 1-star king would be sliced in half if they were hit by the wings. However, such a terrifying flame had no effect on Lin Zhan. Lin Zhan's huge palm grabbed the heavenly netherbird and slammed it downwards. Pung! The heavenly netherbird's huge body crashed into the ground once again, causing the ground to crack. Ah, I'm going to kill you. The heavenly netherbird was furious. It had never been beaten up like this before. However, in the next moment, it was welcomed by a huge foot. Lin Zhan's body was like a huge mountain as he descended rapidly. At the same time, his foot stomped on the heavenly netherbird. Roar! Tian was especially furious. He waved the 9 underworld demonic sword and slashed forward rapidly. The 9 underworld demonic sword shone with a black light. As it was waved, it emitted a terrifying sound. Whoosh! Lin Zhan's body moved horizontally in the air and dodged the sword. Then he kicked out and landed on the sword. Instantly, the sound of metal clashing could be heard. The huge black demonic sword started to vibrate rapidly, and the space around it started to crack. However, although the 9 underworld demonic sword was kicked away, there were no cracks on it. No one knew what material this demonic sword was made of, but its toughness was beyond everyone's expectations. Damn it, This 9 underworld demonic sword can't be a perfect Earth-grade artifact, right? Even the Crimson Dragon's eyelids were twitching. Chapter 1492. Luckily, the 9 underworld demonic sword was extremely mysterious and had an extraordinary origin. Otherwise, it would have been shattered into countless pieces by this power. After sending the heavenly Netherbird flying with another punch, Lin Zhan let out a long roar as his entire body emitted a dazzling light. Rays of golden light shot down and swept across the entire sky. Not good. His clone's time is up. Seeing this scene, the Crimson Dragon exclaimed, "His clone's time is up." Lin Xian and the others were also in the past. Although they had suppressed the heavenly Netherbird, they had not obtained complete victory. If Lin Zhan's clone disappeared at this moment, they would not be able to retaliate at all. Lin Zhan's body glowed brightly. He also knew that his clone's time was up, so he prepared to unleash his strongest attack to kill the heavenly Netherbird. The aura on his body rose rapidly. He was like a golden god of war, releasing a terrifying power. That aura seemed to be able to pierce through the entire sky. In the end, his body was completely covered by the golden light. The golden light was tens of thousands of feet long. It was as if countless golden swords were vibrating together. Kill. With a roar, Lin Zhan turned into a ray of golden light and charged towards the heavenly Netherbird. This attack was too sharp, and it carried an incomparable killing intent. Even the heavenly Netherbird felt goosebumps all over its body. It felt a chill in its heart. It knew that this was an extremely terrifying killing move. Therefore, it did not hesitate. With a roar, the black flame domain around him churned rapidly. A huge black shield formed in front of it. 9 underworld demonic sky shield. Endless black flames surrounded it, forming a black ghost head. It was like a shield that blocked in front of it. This was the heavenly Netherbbird's ultimate move. It could block all attacks. After using the 9 underworld demonic sky shield, Lin Zhan snorted coldly. Humph! No matter how strong you are, you won't be able to pierce through my shield. He was indeed confident because this shield had saved his life many times in the past. Boom! However, in the next moment, his expression changed drastically. That was because when the golden light collided with the 9 underworld demonic sky shield, there was an earth-shattering tremor. The entire space was quickly torn apart, and the surrounding mountains collapsed. An extremely powerful earthquake occurred within a radius of 10,000 miles. The collision sound was too terrifying. It was as if the world was about to be destroyed. However, what shocked the heavenly Netherbird was that cracks had appeared on the 9 underworld demonic sky shield in front of it. It was like a spider web that instantly covered the entire shield. What? It's cracked? That's impossible. The heavenly Netherbird shrieked. This time, there was a trace of fear in its eyes. It realized that Lin Zhan's strength. Boom. In the next moment, the heavenly Netherbird's 9 underworld demonic sky shield shards of the underworld demonic sky shield. A beam of golden light flew through the countless fragments at high speed, fiercely bombarding his head. Underworld heavens, that's... The heavenly Netherbird screamed and flapped its wings in an attempt to retreat. However, this golden light was simply too fast. It directly struck the heavenly Netherbird's head. Boom. Netherbird. It Lin, demonic Lin's Lin, S demonic Netherbird, blood Lin. It blooded, S it. As for the golden light, it carried Lin Zhan's clone and quickly dimmed. In the end, it disappeared. In the air, there was only a mist of blood and a huge, headless corpse. The surroundings fell into silence. Looking at this scene, everyone was stunned. They didn't expect the heavenly netherbird to be killed. At this moment, it wasn't just Lin Xian's group of 7. The entire Martial Heaven continent was shocked. What? Was he killed? One fatal strike. Heavens, am I dreaming? Ancestor Morong, the happy king, and the ancestor of the Shun family couldn't believe it. On the Tianwu continent, after the martial artists recovered from their shock, they all began to celebrate. We're saved. Ha ha! We're saved. The heavenly netherbird is dead. This is great. We won't be in danger anymore. Palace of Gods of War. The palace master of the Palace of Gods of War killed the heavenly netherbird. The entire sky martial continent was in an uproar. The House of Kings, the rank 6 sects, and the other forces all breathed a sigh of relief. Now that the heaven netherbird was dead, the martial heaven continent's crisis had been resolved. We've won. We've really won. In the Morong family, a smile appeared on Morong Qingqing's beautiful face once again. Great brother Lin Xian is fine. In the Shun family, Shun Jingqiu also waved her fists. The palace master has succeeded. In the Palace of Gods of War, the 9th elder, and the others also cheered. At this moment, the entire Tianwu continent was in an uproar. Countless martial artists were shouting crazily. Everyone felt as though they had survived a disaster. On the other side, Lin Xian's group of 7 also heaved a sigh of relief. It was too dangerous. I've never encountered such a dangerous situation in my life. Ancestor Morong sighed. That's right. The heavenly netherbird is too terrifying. I've never seen it before. The ancestor of the Shun family was also shocked. The happy king was shocked. What level has Lin Zhan reached? Just a clone is already so terrifying. Thinking of this, the king's hearts beat wildly. As for Ruzalong, he shouted, Ben Huang was scared to death. It feels good to be alive. Lin Xian also smiled. Let's go. The war is over. We can finally go home. Dean Xian also said with a smile. The group turned around and prepared to leave. However, at this moment, a cold voice sounded from behind them. A bunch of ants. Do you really think that you can kill me like this? Hearing this voice, Lin Xian's group of 7 froze. All the martial artists in the Tianwu continent were also stunned. Everyone felt as though a pair of invisible hands were choking their necks. The wild cries also stopped abruptly. What? Why am I hearing the heavenly netherbbird's voice again? Impossible. It must be an illusion. The heavenly netherbird's head has already been destroyed. How can it still be alive? All the martial artists in the Tianwu continent were discussing. Impossible. This is definitely impossible. Even if it is a king, it is impossible for it to live after its head has been destroyed. Lin Xian and the rest also turned around and stared at the headless corpse in the sky. Damn it, this is impossible. The heavenly netherbird cannot be alive. The ancestor of the Shun family gritted his teeth and said, A king is also a human, not a god. Without its head, it is impossible for it to come back to life. The happy king's voice was cold. Ancestor Morong's face darkened. Damn it, the heavenly netherbird is already dead. Why is its corpse still floating in the sky? What? Once this was said, everyone was shocked. They had been too excited and had forgotten. However, it seemed that the heavenly netherbird's huge body was still floating in the sky and had not fallen to the ground. Strange, this was too strange. One must know that even if a king died, it would definitely fall to the ground like a normal person. However, the heavenly netherbird's corpse was still floating in the sky. Chapter 1493. Could it be that he's still alive? Dean Xian's voice was trembling. Thinking of this, everyone's scalps went numb and their hearts dropped. Impossible. This is impossible. Lin Xian clenched his fists. Damn it, what's with this uneasy feelings? At this moment, everyone was shocked as they stared at the heavenly netherbird. At this moment, the cold voice rang out again. Ha ha, a bunch of ignorant ants. Do you really think that I'm that easy to kill? Hearing this voice, everyone's eyes widened, and their scalps went numb. They looked ahead, and their bodies started to tremble. Everyone was stunned. The heavenly netherbird was already dead. How could it still speak? However, this cold voice clearly belonged to the heavenly netherbird. It even came from the corpse in front of them. Damn it, who is it? Acting all mysterious, get the hell out here. The Shun family's patriarch shouted angrily. Humph, ignorant humans, I can't kill you. The cold voice rang out again. Then, the heavenly netherbbird's corpse started to change. The originally cold body started to burn with black flames. What? The heavenly netherbird is still alive. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian and the others felt their scalps go numb. All the martial artists in the Tianwu continent were stunned. Still alive? How can it not be dead? Its head is already smashed. How can it still be alive? This had already exceeded everyone's understanding. On the other hand, the heavenly netherbird's corpse started to shine. A ferocious head started to form on its neck. Not good. Stop it. The crimson dragon gritted his teeth and roared. Then he turned into a ray of red light and rushed forward. Kill. Lin Xian also rushed forward with the killing sword in his hand. Behind him, the Shun family's ancestor, Murong ancestor, and the other kings also attacked. Boom, boom, boom. Terrifying power surged out and quickly killed the heavenly netherbird. However, their attacks were all blocked. In front of the heavenly netherbird, a black light screen was formed. It was shining brightly. 9 Underworld's Devil Sky Shield. The demonic shield that was shattered by Lin Xian formed once again and blocked all the attacks from Lin Xian and the others. However, the crowd was still unwilling to give up. They continued to attack crazily, but they were unable to break through the 9 Underworld's Devil Sky Shield. Behind the demonic shield, the heavenly netherbird's head had already formed. Then, a cold light flashed in its huge eyes. A roar resounded in all directions. Damnable ants, you actually dared to injure me. I won't let any of you off. The heavenly netherbird's mournful voice sounded again. Its cold eyes swept across Lin Xian and the others. Damn it, how did he come back to life? Lin Xian's eyes were cold as he gripped the great dragon sword soul tightly. It's his heart. At this moment, the 10,000 beast ding inside Lin Xian's body suddenly sent a voice transmission. Heart. What heart? Do you know? Lin Xian asked quickly. The heavenly netherbird's fatal weakness is its heart. As long as its heart is still alive, it can revive again. It's useless to smash its head. Zero's cold voice sounded. Obviously, as the 10,000 beast ding, he knew everything about the heavenly netherbird. It was his heart. Lin Xian's eyes flashed. They were too careless. They thought that the heavenly netherbird was just like a normal person. They didn't expect it to have such a secret. However, it was too late now. His father's clone had already disappeared. Kid, what do we do? The crimson dragon asked from the side. Lin Xian took a deep breath. His eyes flashed. Although he has recovered, his strength is definitely below average. I'm afraid he's only a mid-2-star king. But even if he's a mid-2-star king, we can't beat him. The crimson dragon frowned. Whatever, we can only fight to the death. Lin Xian gritted his teeth. Then he waved his hand and took out the 10,000 beast ding. Rosalong, take them and retreat safely. Don't join the battle. Lin Xian said in a low voice. If I die, take them and leave. What did you say? Kid, don't do anything stupid. The crimson dragon panicked when he heard Lin Xian's words. When the people of Tianwu continent heard this, they were also in an uproar. This was because they realized that Lin Xian wanted to fight alone. This was too shocking. Lin Xian. In the Morong family, Morong Qingqing's heart was beating wildly. His face was very serious. In the Shen family, Shen Jingqiu also shouted, "Brother Lin Xian, don't." In the Palace of Gods of War, the ninth elder, and the others were also anxious. They wanted to rush over immediately. However, Lin Xian's gaze was firm. He didn't waver. "All right, I understand." Seeing Lin Xian's expression, the Crimson Dragon nodded. He knew Lin Xian's character. Once he decided on something, he would never change his mind. Thus his body flashed, and he brought Ancestor Morong and the others back to a safe place to watch the battle. Can he do it alone? Ancestor Morong was extremely shocked. "That's right. At most, we'll fight together. We're not afraid of death." The Shun family's ancestor gritted his teeth. "Fight with him. We can't let Lin Xian take the risk alone." Dean Xian's eyes flashed. The Crimson Dragon sighed. "Forget it. That kid should have his own plans. Let's just watch." In front, the heavenly Netherbird saw that the Crimson Dragon and the others had retreated, and only Lin Xian was left. It immediately revealed a disdainful smile. "What? Do you think that you can deal with me alone?" The heavenly Netherbird sneered. "Although I've used up a lot of energy. Against an ant like you, one slap is enough. Don't be so proud. I already know your fatal weakness." Lin Xian's voice was cold and carried a trace of killing intent. "Fatal weakness? What do you know?" The heavenly Netherbird raised its head and laughed maniacally. "I don't have a fatal weakness. You can't kill me. Your fatal weakness is your heart." Lin Xian shouted coldly and rushed out. "What?" Hearing Lin Xian's words, the heavenly Netherbird smile disappeared, and its face became extremely ugly. Damn it! Damn it! His opponent knew his fatal weakness. Impossible! How did he know? The heavenly Netherbird was extremely shocked. Very few people knew about this weakness. Even Taoist Song Song didn't know about it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have just sealed it and not killed it. Yes, that's right. It didn't have any weaknesses. Even if it was killed or its head exploded, it could still recover. The only fatal weakness was its heart. If its heart was gone, it couldn't be revived. This kid in front of it actually knew about such a secret. This made it extremely shocked. But then it sneered. "Humph. So what if you know? You don't have the ability to break through my defense. Don't even think about killing me." The heavenly Netherbird sneered and clashed with Lin Xian's long sword with its terrifying claws. Then an earth-shattering sound rang out, and Lin Xian retreated. "Do you see that? With your little cultivation, you can't do anything to me." Chapter 1494. Although Lin Xian was pushed back, his lips curled into a smile. "As expected, your strength has weakened a lot. If the heavenly Netherbird was still a late two-star king, he would not be able to do anything. But now, it seemed that she was only a mid-two-star king, or even weaker. With such strength, if he went all out, he might be able to kill her." In the next moment, Lin Xian raised the great dragon sword Soul and slowly cut a wound on her palm. "With my blood, ignite the dragon soul, great dragon sword Soul. Wake up!" Lin Xian roared angrily. Endless blood flowed from his palm and dripped onto the surrounding dragon sword domain. Instantly, the entire dragon sword realm was dyed red with blood and started to tremble. A deep and loud dragon roar resounded in all directions. This roar was filled with shocking power, as if it could tear apart the 9 heavens and shatter the earth. Lin Xian's aura also skyrocketed in an instant. The dragon-shaped sword in his hand flashed rapidly as if it had turned into a huge dragon. The 10,000 beast sting above his head shone brightly, and spun rapidly. On top of it, all sorts of beasts swam around, flashing with a strange light. Kill. Lin Xian was like a god of death. His battle strength soared again. Then he became one with his sword and charged towards the heavenly netherbird like a ferocious beast. Lin Xian was too strong at this moment. He used his blood to ignite the dragon's soul, giving him a powerful strength. Brat, you're courting death. The heavenly netherbird was furious. She had just recovered her life force and was attacked like this. How could she not be angry? The moment he saw Lin Xian rushing over, he bellowed in rage. The black flames on her body surged and turned into a huge mountain, smashing towards Yi Shiwen. Lin Xian activated the 10,000 beast ding above his head and quickly counterattacked. The 10,000 beast ding was a true Earth-grade artifact. It was extremely terrifying, so Lin Xian was not worried about it breaking. Therefore, he directly swung the 10,000 beast ding to meet the black, demonic mountain head-on. Clang! With a deafening roar, Lin Xian quickly arrived in front of the heavenly netherbird. At this moment, the entire dragon sword domain was still dyed red by his blood. The dragon sword soul had awakened, and it was as if a true dragon was wandering around. As the sword slashed out, countless dragon shadows surrounded it, accompanied by an extremely powerful force. On the other side, the heavenly netherbird's expression changed. She quickly summoned the 9 underworld devil sky shield and blocked in front of her. However, he was still sent flying by the enormous force. What? So powerful! Everyone widened their eyes in disbelief. They didn't expect Lin Xian to explode with such terrifying power. The Crimson Dragon frowned because he knew that Lin Xian was exchanging his blood for energy. How much blood could he lose? He was sure that this energy could not last for too long. Lin Xian naturally knew this as well, so he didn't stop after his attack succeeded. His body turned into an afterimage as he quickly chased after them. Not only that, but the dragon-shaped sword in his hand was also waving non-stop. One sword energy after another turned into true dragons that quickly circled in the sky and attacked the heavenly netherbird. Lin Xian's target was obvious. The heart. He didn't attack sky, nor did he attack anywhere else. Instead, he focused on the sky netherbbird's heart. She knew that as long as she pierced the heaven serene bird's heart, it would die and never revive. The heavenly netherbird was enraged. It waved its terrifying 9-hell demonic sword and quickly counterattacked. Dang, 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 dang. Countless sword chis intersected in the air, bursting forth with extremely resplendent light. A large amount of energy light rained down in all directions. These energies were too terrifying, and a casual attack could pierce through a 1-star King Realm expert. However, Lin Xian became more and more courageous as he fought. His entire body was enveloped by a blood-red light. Streaks of terrifying dragon-shaped sword chi slashed out in all directions. Not only that, but the 10,000 beast ding above Lin Xian's head was also releasing a black light. Ancient demonic beasts flew out from the 10,000 beast ding one after another, as if they were going to destroy the entire world. This was a true Earth-grade artifact. Lin Xian had directly ignited his bloodline power and forcefully activated it, displaying a terrifying might. Finally, the 9-hell demonic sky shield in front of the heavenly netherbird shattered once again, turning into countless black fragments that scattered in all directions. A demonic shadow and a dragon-shaped sword chi viciously slashed at the heavenly netherbird's body. Instantly, its enormous body was torn apart as countless cracks spread out, revealing even its bones, especially that dragon-shaped sword chi. It was too terrifying, and it had almost pierced through its heart. Ah, damn it, I'm going to kill you. The heavenly netherbird was completely enraged. It realized that its opponent was too powerful. That energy made it feel an incomparable sense of danger. Therefore, it could no longer care about anything else. It quickly waved the nine-held demonic sword and pointed towards the sky. Suddenly, an incomparable black hole appeared above it, flashing with a black light. Last time, when the heavenly Netherbird used the nine-held demonic sword's consummate skill, this black hole had appeared. Who would have thought that it would appear again? This black hole was too mysterious. It was as if it was connected to another world. It was incomparably dark and emitted a terrifying aura. Even though Lin Xian had the great dragon sword soul, he still felt a chill down his spine. Chapter 1495. On the Sky Martial Continent, everyone looked at the sky. The light screen in the sky was also filled with endless light. They could not see what was going on. Everyone could only wait nervously. Ah, ah, ah. However, at the center of the energy, an extremely miserable cry could be heard. It was the heavenly serene bird's cry. It was as if it had been hit by something extremely terrifying. Its entire body became extremely miserable. In the end, the cry became weaker and weaker. It even turned into fear. Damn it! Impossible! I don't believe it. How can you have such powerful strength? Damn it! Just a little bit more. I was so close to being able to communicate with the underworld. Then I would definitely be able to kill you. After this cry, the heavenly serene bird's voice completely disappeared. In the sky, the dazzling light was also rapidly fading. However, the Crimson Dragon and the others still did not dare to move forward because there was still an endless amount of energy remaining. The remnant energy was extremely terrifying. It could easily tear apart Void, Fragmentation Realm experts, and Kill King Realm experts. All they could do was wait. They could only move forward after the energy dissipated completely. Of course, they were praying in their hearts that Lin Xian was safe. The Crimson Dragon and the others looked forward and waited anxiously. On the Sky Martial Continent, all the cultivators raised their heads and looked at the sky, waiting silently. They wanted to know whether the heavenly serene bird was dead or not. Was Lin Xian in danger? However, the terrifying energy storm in front of them had yet to dissipate. In the sky, the black vortex became bigger and bigger. In the end, it enveloped the entire space. In an instant, the space in front of them became pitch black. Not even light could penetrate it. Damn it, what is that? The Crimson Dragon's face turned gloomy. He did not expect such a change to happen at the most crucial moment. The others were also shocked. Even the Shun family's old ancestor sent out his soul force to check it out. However, when his soul force got close to it, it was almost sucked in. The Shun family's old ancestor was so frightened that he quickly retracted his soul force. The other kings did not dare to try again. Hey, kid, are you all right? Finally, the Crimson Dragon could not wait any longer and could only shout out loud. This was the most helpless method. However, a response actually came from the black space. Ruzalong, I'm fine. I've already killed the heavenly Netherbird. It can't be revived. The Martial Sky continent is safe. Lin Xian's voice rang out. Hearing this, everyone's heart skipped a beat, and they were all overjoyed. What did you say? Was the heavenly Netherbird dead? Is this true? Everyone was extremely excited. It's true. I've already pierced his heart. It's impossible for him to come back to life. After receiving confirmation, the 6 members of the Crimson Dragon were overjoyed. At this moment, it wasn't just them. Everyone on the Martial Heaven continent learned of this news. Immediately, waves of cheers arose and shook the 9 heavens. They couldn't help it. They were too excited. This kind of feeling of having no descendants left was something they would probably only experience a few times in their lifetime. We're saved. We're finally saved. Great. It's Lin Xian. It's Lin Xian who saved us. Everyone was extremely excited. At this moment, all the martial artists on the martial heaven continent looked up to the sky and shouted Lin Xian's name with all their might, because at this moment, Lin Xian had saved the martial heaven continent. He had become the savior of the world. He had become the hero in their hearts. The loud and clear voices were like the waves of the sea. Each wave was louder than the previous one, and it directly dispersed the clouds in the sky. On the other side, the Crimson Dragon and the others were also extremely excited, especially the Morong ancestor and the Shun family ancestor. They all heaved a sigh of relief. Great, the danger has been resolved. However, after waiting for a long time, they still didn't see Lin Xian come out. Thus, the Crimson Dragon asked anxiously, "Brat, what are you doing? Hurry up and come out." "That's right. Could it be that your injuries are too serious? Can't you walk?" Dean Xian asked with concern. Inside, Lin Xian laughed bitterly. "I'm afraid I can't go out now. There seems to be a strange space here that has enveloped me. But don't worry, I don't feel any threat for now. Wait until I recover my strength. Then I'll go out." "Brat, are you sure there's no danger?" The Crimson Dragon was still worried. That thing seemed to have been summoned by the heavenly Netherbird. Indeed, there was no danger. Lin Xian carefully confirmed that the surroundings were pitch black, and he couldn't see anything. But there was no danger, and it didn't pose any threat to him. Thus, he quickly said, "Ruzalong, you guys go back first. I'm fine here. The Martial Heaven continent still needs you guys to take care of the situation. Hurry up and go back." "All right then." Everyone sighed. This was the only way. As long as Lin Xian was fine, they could be at ease. "Ruzalong, you should go back to the Palace of Gods of War first. Once I'm done here, I'll go back immediately." "All right. Be careful." The Crimson Dragon nodded. Then the 6 kings turned into rays of light and left the place. On the Martial Heaven continent, the black light that the heavenly Netherbird had condensed also slowly disappeared. However, although the scene had disappeared, the people on the Martial Heaven continent were still in a jubilant mood. They were too excited. Too excited. Now, on the Martial Heaven continent, everyone was talking about this battle. Everyone was talking about Lin Xian's name. But Lin Xian didn't leave. He was still in the dark space. Previously, he had burned all of his blood and spiritual energy to fuse with the great dragon sword spirit to quickly attack the heavenly Netherbird. Finally, he had pierced the heavenly Netherbird's heart and successfully killed it. However, the pitch-black vortex that the opponent had summoned didn't disappear. Instead, it enveloped the entire space. Thus, it formed the current situation. However, although the surrounding atmosphere was gloomy and there was no light, Lin Xian didn't feel any discomfort. Thus, he could only recover his strength first and think of a solution later. It was too dangerous before. He had almost died in this battle. This was because burning one's blood was extremely dangerous. Once the blood was burned dry, the martial artist would probably die. Lin Xian had no choice but to do so. Fortunately, he had the immortality art. At the last moment, the immortality art displayed an extremely strong recovery ability. This had saved his life. Now, although he was in danger, his life wasn't in danger. After spending more than 10 days, Lin Xian had recovered about 70 to 80% of his strength. Then, he stood up and prepared to explore the dark space. He still remembered the heavenly Netherbird's last words. What did it say about almost opening the underworld and obtaining power? This made him extremely puzzled. Could this dark space be called the underworld? Lin Xian couldn't understand. Now that the heavenly Netherbird was dead, he had no one to ask. he could only explore by himself. However, it was too dark here. He couldn't see clearly. Furthermore, he tried using his spiritual energy, but it was useless. For safety's sake, he instantly covered himself with the starry sky armor and quickly walked around. Suddenly, he bumped into something. Immediately, the sound of metal colliding rang out. Chapter 1496. It's so sharp. Lin Xian's pupils constricted as he felt a chill coming from the cosmic armor. Fortunately, he was careful and activated the armor in advance. Otherwise, he might have been injured. This is... Lin Xian looked carefully and finally found what it was. The reason for that was because his palm was already holding on to that item. It was the nine-hell demonic sword. It was the weapon used by the heavenly Netherbird, and it was sent flying at the last moment. He didn't expect it to fall here. The nine-hell demonic sword left a deep impression on him because it was too terrifying. It was extremely powerful, and it was made of a special material that couldn't be broken. He guessed that it was an Earth-rank artifact. Now, he had 10,000 Beast Ding complete Earth-rank artifacts. However, 10,000 Beast Ding was good for refining pills and controlling beasts. Although it was very powerful in battle, he wasn't used to it. He still preferred to use a sword. The Lone Star Sword was only a half Earth-rank artifact. Although it had an Earth-rank fragment, it was still too weak for him. Now, the heavenly Netherbird had died and left the nine-hell demonic sword behind. This demonic sword was very powerful and suitable for him to use. That was because he had never seen a sword that was more powerful than this one. Although I don't know where the heavenly Netherbird got it, from now on, you're mine. Lin Xian grabbed the nine-hell demonic sword and tried to pull it up from the ground. However, in the next moment, there was a change. The nine-hell demonic sword trembled and released a terrifying aura. It stabbed towards Lin Xian's hand, wanting to kill him. The black sword chi quickly condensed and enveloped Lin Xian. It was obvious that the nine-hell demonic sword was resisting. Lin Xian snorted coldly as countless dazzling sword gleams appeared on his palm as well, quickly attacking the black sword aura. At the same time, the dragon sword soul in his body surged and quickly suppressed the nine-hell demonic sword. Even the heavenly Netherbird was killed. What could a demonic sword do? Lin Xian snorted, and his eyes shone brightly. At this moment, he mobilized all of his power to suppress the nine underworld's demonic sword. However, he didn't expect that this suppression would last for an entire day and night. The nine-hell demon sword was simply too terrifying. It possessed a heaven-reaching demonic chi and seemed to have an inexplicable connection with this pitch-black space, so its resistance was abnormally fierce. If Lin Xian hadn't grasped the great dragon sword soul, he probably wouldn't have been able to control it. However, no matter how strong he was, it was useless. One day later, Lin Xian completely suppressed the nine nether devil sword. After that, the great dragon sword spirit in Lin Xian's body surged out and poured into the nine underworld demonic sword, erasing all the marks left behind by the heavenly Netherbird. Wung, wung, wung. The nine underworld demon sword trembled again, but it soon calmed down. The great dragon sword spirit roared and returned to Lin Xian's body, while Lin Xian once again grasped the nine nether devil sword. This time, the nine underworld's demon sword did not resist. In fact, it even trembled in excitement. On the other hand, Lin Xian felt as if he and the black sword before him had become one. It was even to the extent that he felt that the nine underworld's demon sword had become a part of his body. With a light wave, the nine underworld's demon sword easily slashed open a black tear in space. What a terrifying demon sword! Lin Xian was surprised. He noticed that the grade of this demon sword was absolutely not low. It was at least an Earth-rank treasure. Otherwise, it was impossible for it to be so formidable. Finally, I have a weapon that suits me. Lin Xian smiled with satisfaction. He stabbed the 9 underworld's demon sword into the ground once more, and then he sat down cross-legged. After entering the King realm, the Lone Star sword could no longer satisfy him, and the 9 underworld's demon sword just happened to make up for it. It was even to the extent that when he held the 9 underworld's demon sword, he felt a strand of mystical energy pour into his body from the entire black space. In the beginning, he was shocked, but when he sensed it carefully, he noticed that it was pure spiritual energy that was extremely beneficial to his cultivation. He was overjoyed once more. Although he still didn't know what this black space was, Lin Xian knew that it was definitely related to the 9 underworld's demon sword. Now that he had subdued the 9 underworld's demon sword, he would probably be able to absorb the energy within this black space. He would not waste such an enormous amount of energy. If he could absorb it, his cultivation would definitely rise once more. At the same time, he had thought of using this energy as the energy source for the Black Earth. However, he noticed that he was unable to take the space away. It only existed here. If he didn't absorb it, it was very likely that it would disappear. Moreover, Lin Xian had found the energy source for the Black Earth. It was the corpse of the heavenly Netherbird. The heavenly Netherbird was a late 2-star king. Although it was dead, its corpse still contained an enormous amount of energy. It was extremely suitable to be used as the energy source for the Black Earth. Since he had made up his mind, Lin Xian didn't hesitate any longer and quickly absorbed it. Once he absorbed it, he realized that the energy contained within this black space was simply too enormous. It was incomparably terrifying. He wouldn't be able to absorb it all in a short period of time. However, he wasn't worried. At least for now, there wasn't any danger in the Sky Martial Continent. Therefore, he could wholeheartedly cultivate. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months passed. Lin Xian still hadn't come out. At the same time, the Crimson Dragon, Murong Qingcheng, Shen Jingqiu, the 9th Elder, and the others were extremely anxious. They were worried that something had happened to Lin Xian, so they quickly flew over to check on him. However, when they heard Lin Xian's voice transmission, they were relieved. They knew that Lin Xian was cultivating. Furthermore, he was at a critical moment and couldn't be disturbed. As long as Lin Xian wasn't in danger, they were at ease. This time, he spent an entire year cultivating. After an entire year, Lin Xian had completely absorbed the energy of the black space. When he finished absorbing the last bit of energy, the entire black space instantly disappeared, and the surroundings returned to normal. In the distance, the huge corpse of the heavenly Netherbird had smashed a terrifying deep hole in the ground. Furthermore, that corpse was covered in blue ice. It was completely sealed in ice. This was caused by Lin Xian using the sea god's ice seal. He was worried that the energy would be lost, so he had frozen it a year ago. At the side, Lin Xian was sitting cross-legged. In front of him was a black demonic sword that flickered with a dazzling light. The demonic sword was covered in strange patterns. When the wind blew, the patterns emitted a mysterious energy. Although the entire black space had disappeared, Lin Xian didn't open his eyes. Instead, he was cultivating rapidly because he had reached the most critical point, breaking through to the King realm. That's right, the black space contained too much energy. It allowed Lin Xian to directly rise from the mid-stage of the 9th Heaven Venerate realm to finally reach the most critical step, breaking through to the King realm. This step was a life and death moment for any cultivator. It was extremely difficult. It had to be handled carefully. However, Lin Xian was different. Chapter 1497. He had already condensed his king's domain. Now, only his body's life force had reached the king realm. It could be said that it was much easier for him than ordinary martial artists. This process not only required his vitality to increase, but it also required his martial soul to transform into a king's domain. Although Lin Xian had the dragon sword domain transformed from the great dragon sword soul, he still had other martial souls. What he needed to do now was to infuse the energy of his other martial souls into the dragon sword domain. Buzz, a purple and white figure appeared behind Lin Xian. It was his lightning martial soul. At this moment, the lightning martial soul turned into two pure energies and entered the dragon sword domain. Instantly, the entire dragon sword domain trembled and countless lightning flashed. It could be clearly felt that the dragon sword domain strength had increased by another level. Then, countless pitch-black flames entered the dragon sword domain. This was Lin Xian's black flame, martial soul. After this, there was also the ice dance martial soul. The three martial souls turned into pure energies and increased the power of the dragon sword domain. Soon, the dragon sword domain released a bright light, and the outline became more solid than before. Just from this domain, it could be seen that Lin Xian had already surpassed a one-star king. Even an ordinary two-star king was inferior to him in terms of king's domain. At the same time, a terrifying pressure erupted from his body. This was the pressure of a king. It meant that Lin Xian had completely entered the king realm. Not only did he have the extremely powerful dragon sword domain, his body had also evolved and broken through to become a king's body. Although he was only in his 20s, he had lived for more than 2,000 years. It could be said that he was at the peak of the Tianwu continent. Other than that, more importantly, his battle strength had undergone an earth-shattering change. In the past, he needed to combine with the other 5 kings and ignite his bloodline power to fight against the heavenly Netherbird. But now, he could feel that he could kill the heavenly Netherbird with just his own strength. This was the greatest benefit of becoming a king. Since he had already become a king and the black space had disappeared, Lin Xian had no need to stay here. Thus, he waved his hand and stored the heavenly Netherbird's corpse and the 9 underworld demon sword into the dragon sword domain. Then his figure flashed, and he left. The martial heaven continent regained its calm. It had been a year since the last time the heavenly Netherbird attacked the continent. Although they were not as excited as they were back then, there were still warriors who talked about the battle from time to time. Among them, Lin Xian's name was the hottest topic among these cultivators. That was because Lin Xian had killed the heaven Netherbird. He was the savior of the martial heaven continent. Now, all the martial artists on the continent had joined hands to create a huge statue of him that was erected at the center of the continent. This statue was very large and exquisitely carved. One look, and one could tell that it was the work of a master. The lines depicted Lin Xian's demeanor. In the statue, he stepped on a divine dragon and held a killing sword in his hand. He looked valiant and looked down on the world. Even these people and Lin Xian had never thought that 1,000 years later there would still be such a legend in the sky martial continent. On the other side, Lin Xian used his ultimate movement technique and quickly rushed back to the palace of Ares. A few days later, he finally returned. Whoosh! He turned into a streak of sword light and drifted downwards. Who's there? Below, the martial artists of the palace of Ares heard the commotion and shouted coldly. That was because in this year, the palace of Ares had become the sacred ground of the martial heaven continent. No one dared to provoke it. But now, someone had landed without saying anything. It's me. Lin Xian's figure flashed and appeared on the ground. Young master, the young master is back. When the martial artists of the palace of Ares saw that figure, they immediately cried out in alarm. Very quickly, the news of Lin Xian's return spread throughout the palace of Ares. Not long after, the 9th elder, the 10th elder, and countless other elders of the palace of Ares arrived. They looked at Lin Xian excitedly. "Young master, you're back." The 9th elder's voice trembled. He was too happy. "I've made you all worry." Lin Xian smiled and walked in with a group of elders. He knew that these elders would definitely have many questions, so he spent half a day answering all of their questions. Then he walked out of the palace and sighed in relief. "Damn, you've become a king." The Crimson Dragon also flew over from afar. He immediately felt that Lin Xian's aura was different. "I just broke through." Lin Xian smiled. "Rosalong, get ready. We're going back to the Tianan region." Back to the Tianan region? The Crimson Dragon was stunned. Then he exclaimed, "You found the source of the energy?" "I found it. I think the corpse of the heavenly Netherbird is not bad." "That's great. Then we can leave this place and go to the true spirit world." Then the Crimson Dragon went to prepare, while Lin Xian went to the Thousand Spirits Valley, where his father was in seclusion. Lin Zhan was still in seclusion, but this time he left a message. The message said that because he had sent out a clone, his seclusion time would be extended again. The message also said that Lin Xian could move the Lin family members to the Palace of Ares, and Lin Xian could also go to the true spirit world in advance. According to the rumors, Lin Zhan would also go to the real true spirit world after he came out of seclusion. After knowing his father's situation, Lin Xian did not hesitate anymore. He quickly prepared with the Crimson Dragon and headed to the Tianan region. Of course, before leaving, Lin Xian went to the Morong family and Shin family respectively to see Morong Qingcheng and Shin Jingqiu. However, he did not bring the two of them to the Tianan region this time. This time, it was only him and the Crimson Dragon. Both of them were kings, so they flew extremely fast. This time, the speed of their return to the Tianan region was twice as fast as the last time. After a few months, they arrived at the Tianan region. In the Tianan region, the Black Dragon sect had been destroyed, and the entire continent had returned to peace. As for the people of the Martial Alliance, after Lin Xian's warning, they did not dare to try to take over the entire continent. Even their people in the Xia country had been evacuated. Lin Xian was very satisfied with this. He did not stop and flew directly in the direction of the Xia country's demon pit. Whoosh, whoosh. 2 rays of light streaked across the sky and disappeared instantly. Finally, the two of them arrived above the demon pit again. Then, the two of them landed and quickly used their king's domain to break through the thick fog. Soon, they arrived in front of the black earth. Lin Xian sent a voice inside. Soon, the door of the black earth opened with a click. "Lin Xian, you're back." He too was still leaning over the broken sword and quickly floated out. "I'm back. How are my people?" Lin Xian asked. "Don't worry, they're all good. They're improving very fast. Many of them have become supremacies." Hearing this, Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. He too asked again, "You're back. Does this mean that you found the energy essence?" You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.